Hello everybody, we are just getting finished setting up. We'll be live in just a sec. And Drew's in the chat, I love that. Yeah, we're gonna get going in just a second. Please let me know how the audio sounds. We got a lot of things connected right
everybody.
now. Oh,
We are just getting
it's
finished setting
we got
up.
echo. Hold
We'll
on.
be live in just a
Hold
sec.
on. We're echoing.
And
There we go, I fixed it. Okay, let us know how it sounds. If we sound terrible, then it's all Drew's fault. It's not my fault at all. It's all their fault. We're gonna get going in just a second, though. If you want to like this video down below, you totally could. It would be great. You can also subscribe, and you could subscribe to Drew's channel too. Drew's channel, you can find it right in the title, actually. What is... Okay, well, we'll be on in just a second. I'm gonna stop rambling. Okie dokie, artichoke. Let's rock and roll. No Jimbo play today because we're using the same camera. 1 second, actually, hold on. Okay. Hello, everybody. Let's see. Did I unmute myself? Yes. Okay, everything is good. Hi, everybody. How are you? I hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. On today's stream, we have a very special guest who we're going to get to in just a second. But before we get to that, if you want to crochet along with us, here's what we're doing today. We are crocheting the newest pattern added to the library from our special guest, Drewby Zoo, CroBot, and the upgraded CroBot 3000. It's awesome. Look at how cool these little dudes are. They're so cool. Jimbo is actually obsessed with these, so we're going to have to keep them out of his hands. But this little robot, look how cute and cool it is. It's awesome. This is a new pattern out in the library right now. It's totally free this weekend. You can find it right here, clubcrochet.com/robot. And it's just really cool. So this is what we're crocheting today. If you want to crochet along with us, this is what you're going to need. Normally, I'd be using worsted weight cotton yarn. That's what we used for this version of it here. From our new seasonal crochet kits, which you can barely see because the chat's in front of it right there. But we have these giant seasonal crochet kits that are awesome and a great way to support this channel. If you want to crochet along with us, you'll need 2 colors of yarn, just your main color. I'm going to be using gray today. And then you'll need some secondary colors for the little lights on the front here. You also need some safety eyes. I'm going to be using... I actually don't know what size eyes I'm going to be using today because I'm going to be making mine using our blanket yarn. So I'm going to be making a big version of it. I don't know what Drew's going to be making yet. I think that might be up to you guys. I don't know. We're going to find out in just a second when we bring him in. But that's what you'll need. You'll obviously need a crochet hook. I'm going to be using... I normally use a size G crochet hook. I'll be using a larger hook today with my blanket yarn. And you'll need some darning needles, some stuffing, and the pattern, which again is right there. There's a full video tutorial for the pattern too, and everything. And a left-handed video, and everything. You should go check it out. That'd be cool. Okay, if you like what's going on here and you'd like to support this channel, that'd be super cool. Thanks. All you have to do that is like this video down below, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and hit the little bell icon so you don't miss it when we come out with new videos. You can also help support monetarily. Oh my gosh, really? You want to help support? That's so sweet of you. No, seriously, thank you so much. If you are interested in supporting monetarily, the best way is probably with the Club Crochet membership. Members get early access to future patterns. They get access to the exclusive library of tutorials. Like our CroBot here, normally this is going to be a member exclusive pattern. It is available for free right now with a free account, but if you have a membership, you'll have permanent access to it. And there's a whole bunch of patterns in the library with memberships, and they totally keep this channel going. They also get discounts in the shop, which is another great way to support our channel. You can get huge discounts on kits and pins and t-shirts and tote bags. Check this guy out. I need to get this out in the shop. I've been meaning to get this in the shop this week, but new tote bag. Very cool. And the newest season, that's right. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot to say that. New season is available now for pre-order. I did it last night. I was up till like 5 a.m. getting it set up. But if you would like to get prepared for next season and pre-order our next seasonal crochet kit, which is called Land Before Twine, it's going to be all dinos, baby. I'm so excited. If you want to pre-order it now, you get the biggest discount possible if you pre-order it right now. It's available in the shop, and you can also get an annual pass, and you'll get a bunch of kits. I also put a discount on the Spacecrafts kit now, so for the next week, it's on discount as well, to be like end of the year or end of the season, you know, discount kind of thing. Okay, so I think that's everything I wanted to say there. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. Let's bring in our guest. So today we have a very special guest. You've probably seen some of their work before because we've done collaborations with Drew pretty often, actually. The giant strawberry, our giant, well, normally it's not that giant, but starfish, that is also a Drew original. He's great. It's amazing. I love him. Here we go. Let's bring him in. Enough dilly-dally. Oh my gosh, Drew, you are so perfectly set up right now. I love it. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna do the unmute there, and we're gonna switch the camera. Introducing Drew Bizoo.
Hello. Thanks so much for having me, everyone.
Love this setup so much. You look great. Wow, you even got it around your glasses and everything.
He's just gonna hang out there for a minute, but then I'm gonna get irritated with him and he's gonna go away. But I had to show off the CroBot keychain, who I have named Car2 Key2.
Yes, original name was Car2 Key2. Yeah, that's right. And then we were
Hello,
like,
everyone.
well, what if we don't do it as a keychain though, too? You're right. Yeah. Anyhow, hi Drew. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm sleepy, but I'm chilling. I'm doing great.
Were there fireworks last night? Did you
Yes, there were a
go
lot
see
of fireworks. Our neighborhood had some. I had a little sparkler that was super duper fun. I don't know.
Cute.
Honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm not that into fireworks. I know
I hate them.
yeah, I just don't care. Like, whenever I see them, I'm like, cool, explosions in the sky, great band. I don't really care to watch it in real life though.
Yeah, Billy the dog had to be in the basement with his special balaclava on.
Oh.
It's like a hood to cover his ears because he doesn't like thunderstorms, he doesn't like fireworks. So on behalf of the animals, I'm like, no thank you for fireworks.
Yeah, it's just not, it's not worth it. And also, we live in like a really, really fire prone area, so that's always really scary to me. Speaking of
like,
animals,
the amount of people that get like injured,
it's just not worth it. Yeah, I agree.
I hear a lot of cities are moving towards doing drone shows, which I think is really cool. Obviously, it's a lot more expensive, but like,
yeah, is it though? Is it that much? I mean, I feel like that's something you buy once. Maybe you don't have to buy it over.
True, it would. It's a big like upfront cost, but it would, recoup over time.
Yeah. Yeah, my 4th of July, though, was fine. How was your 4th of July, though? Was it good?
Yeah, it was fine. Nothing super exciting.
Yeah. 4th is, I just feel like it's like it's fine. It's a fine holiday. Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's talk about your new pattern. What are you gonna be making your pattern out of here? You got 3 different colors in front of you.
Yeah. So I picked yellow for the lights, because I'm just going to do all solid yellow lights. Mm-hmm. But I was hoping the chat would help. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm looking at the comment.
You're looking down. Hello. Hello down there.
I was hoping that the chat could help me pick between Big Twist Twinkle, which is, I don't know if it's picking up it's got like tinsel in it, so it sparkles.
Tinsel tones.
Anything?
It's tinseling. It's tinseling a little bit. Okay. Hold on. I'm putting it in the chat. So we got tinsel.
Oh, yeah.
Yarn, or what's the other one?
Or hot pink.
I know what I'm
And either one is going to have the yellow light. I think the hot pink would look really cool, but I also think that the sparkly would look cool. So I was hoping I didn't have to make the decision.
Yeah. No, that's what these chats are for. It's the best way to get decisions made. Because I am very, when you start your own business and stuff, they don't tell you how many decisions you have to make, and it's just
it's just you. You're the only one making these decisions.
And it's like, it's just heavy. It's just heavy. There's so many decisions to make all the time.
It's like you get started and you're like, no one's ever going to tell me what to do again. And then like 6 months in, you're like, someone please tell me what to do.
Please just tell me what to do. I don't know what I'm doing. That is so real. That is such a real feeling for me. I'm consistently like, man, I don't know. I feel like everybody's got a little imposter syndrome, but it's hard to.
Usually, well, usually when someone like does tell me what to do, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. But like, at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to have to make decisions. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so the vote's actually pretty close right now. It's a 60-40 right now. There's only 10 votes in though. So but Tinsel is taking it, which makes sense.
Tinsel's winning.
Tinsel.
Yeah. It's razzle dazzle.
It's razzle dazzle. I'm excited to try making a blanket-sized one because I haven't made one of those yet. And I saw someone in our test did a blanket-sized one, and I was like,
yes, great space create.
It was so cool.
It was really, really cool.
I was gonna try to make the 3000 version with the blanket yarn, but I was like, you know what? I don't know if I have eyes that'll work with this. Like, I don't even know if I have big enough eyes.
I'm trying to see if I have them next to me. I think I might have thrown them in frustration yesterday, because I did try to make. Let's see, why wasn't I prepared? I could have had this ready, good to go. I have like doll joints that are used for like limbs on a doll when you do like a plush doll, and I tried to find like the right size yarn, but they're just not thick enough. The little post isn't long enough, so nothing worked, and I didn't end up making them.
Yeah, I've got.
But I mean, I thought it would work with the blanket yarn, but it was just the blanket yarn's too thick. So even once they clicked through, the like head wouldn't turn.
Yeah, I think that I think there's going to be two problems if I try to do this. I think that's obviously a big problem. The other one I think is I'm pretty sure it's just going to slip out.
Yeah,
the whole aisle slip out, and I'm like, meh. I'd rather not put in a bunch of work just to have a robot that's dysfunctional.
You know what you could do?
Mm-hmm.
You could crochet like a ball, and then have like a
have it like
and crochet another ball, and it would be big enough on the inside, and then you just have to make sure that when you start the magic circle, you put the other ball through it before you pull it closed.
And then pull it closed. Yeah, that definitely could work. Whoa.
It would be pretty floppy.
Oh yeah, he might be a little.
Floppy.
Might be a little googly.
Floppy disk.
I have so many of these CroBots now. This is gonna be my 7th or 8th one, actually. I think. I'm like, this is great. I'm gonna have so many gifts. All right, we got 15 votes, 16 votes. It is still a close call though,
and it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
I voted for Hot Pink because I like drama. I was like, let's
oh, I didn't vote. Hold on, I need to vote. I get to vote too. Oh wait, no, I don't.
I'm probably gonna do both at some point.
Yeah,
because I think a Hot Pink robot is pretty cool, but it's looking like tinsel.
Looking like tinsel. That sounds like part of a song.
It is. That's on my first studio album.
I wrote a song yesterday. I wrote the start of a song yesterday. It goes. Jules thinks it's silly, but I liked it a lot. Where did I put it? There's no
Oh, you like recorded it?
No, I didn't record it. I just wrote something down. I come up with songs like way too often. I can't find it, but I know how it goes. It starts with there's no vacation for the bees. They work until they go to sleep and wake up, do it all again. You should be happy you're human.
100%. Like truer words were not spoken.
Yeah.
Do you make up songs when you're doing like mundane activities?
I never don't make up songs. I'm always making up songs.
One of my songs has become like a hit amongst people in my social circles for when they're doing the dishes. Dishwasher, washing the dishes so I don't have to. Dishwasher, how do you do what you do? You're my dishwasher, washing the dishes. I wish I could be like you.
Oh, that is so cute. It sounds like the beginning of a sitcom for a dishwasher.
Yeah, for sure.
And introducing...
yeah, dishwasher. And anytime Billy is lying in the middle of the floor, I sing the lying in the middle of the floor song, which is lying in the middle of the floor, lying in the middle of the floor, he's lying in the middle of the floor.
Who's Lily? Is Lily your dog?
No, Billy.
Oh, Billy. Is Billy a dog, or is Billy just?
Yes.
Billy's a roommate. Just that's like.
Whenever he's lying in the floor, I make him feel better by singing. Is the vote cast?
Oh, the vote has been cast. Yes, here I'll end the vote. It's 22. We got. It looks like Tinsel took it. Tinsel took over at the end. My cat is very excited to join our live stream today, which is...
Hello in Denmark.
Gonna be something. Ooh, is that Tina? Yep, Tina.
I
Oh wait, no, we got another Denmark in the chat. That is new. You know, it's so fun. These live streams, people come from all over the place. It's like, whoa.
That's so fun.
And I'm always like, it must be so late there or so early there. I was thinking I should start doing live streams closer to when like I am actually alive. I mean, I'm obviously alive at 1 p.m. usually, but sometimes I'm more alive at like 3 a.m.
Right, which, you know, is like 6 a.m. here, but that would be like, I don't know, like 9 in the morning in most of Europe.
Yeah, like that's not too bad.
No. But that's the nice thing about the internet is like there's always someone awake.
Yeah, that is true. There's always someone awake.
The internet never sleeps.
Yeah, I've just been like, you know what? It's the time when I'm most alive anyhow, and like it's when I kind of want to do a live stream, but I always feel like, maybe I shouldn't. It's so late. Like who's gonna watch a live stream at this late? But I gotta.
People will.
Yeah, people will, and it'll actually be a better opportunity, I think, for a lot of people that are like, oh, it's so late. Why are you streaming at 7 a.m.? And I'm like, well, it's not 7 a.m. for me, but yeah, I get that. Do you do much live streams anymore on TikTok? I know you used to do more on TikTok.
I'm working on getting back into it. I had like the year from Hades as far as like health issues.
Oh yeah,
and so
you
I
have
got
had
like
a rough one.
So I got kind of thrown off schedule. First, I had my tonsils removed in February, and then I had emergency gallbladder surgery like a month ago.
Yeah.
So like every time I feel like I'm starting to get back to it, it's like, oh, time for another surgery.
Yeah. And the gall one, I've heard that one's really hard to, like, that's a long recovery.
It surprised me. I am a lazy person by nature, but I was getting tired of taking it easy. I was like, this is not fun. Like, I would like to do something.
Yeah, you're like getting itchy. You're like, just give me some yarn, man. I just need a little yarn.
There's only so many episodes of TV shows that I can watch.
What shows were you watching? What's your go-to recovery show? Do you have like a comfort show that you just like keep watching over and over, or is it just always something new?
Oh, I have a ton. So it really depends on like what I'm working on. Because if I'm working on something new, then I need something that I like know really well, so that like I don't have to pay attention to it. But if I'm working on like making 1,000 of the same thing, then I'll try new stuff. And during my recovery, I was watching, for some reason, I was watching a lot of like reboots of like wholesome teen sleuth shows. Like I watched The Hardy Boys on Hulu, and then I watched Nancy Drew on HBO Max, and like Veronica Mars. I went through all of that. Like,
gotta get some Buffy the Vampire Slayer in there. Yeah,
God, I love Buffy. Buffy's one of my comfort shows. Like that's one that I can watch 1,000 times.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you watch a lot of TV when you're working?
Oh, I'm all, like, I cannot crochet in silence. It will drive me actually crazy.
That's when the thoughts come.
Yeah, exactly, and we can't have those. No, I am like I cannot crochet in silence. I need something going on at all times. My comfort shows are usually Adventure Time, 30 Rock, and I really like 30 Rock a lot recently. I think actually you're the one that got me back going into the 30 Rock game the other
because I talk about it nonstop.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, it has been like a couple years since I've done like a 30 Rock, like what's it called, binge. And
I always have to give like a disclaimer that it hasn't aged well. There's a lot of really like poor taste jokes in there.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of really good jokes too.
There's also a lot of jokes. It's kind of insane the amount of jokes that they shove into 30 minutes. It's like, how you could watch this show 20 times and it'll always be different because you just missed this, missed that. It's crazy. I used to watch The Office.
I'm so sorry. I have to
go ahead.
I'm so sorry, I have to respond to this question.
Yeah, what question we got?
Daphne Action asks, have y'all ever eaten yarn or stuffing unintentionally? There was one time in the winter I blew my nose and some green yarn came out in the tissue. And I was like, oh, that's so gross. And then I was like, when was the last time I used green yarn? And it had been a couple weeks. It was like the little like the fluffy end when you like trim. So like it wasn't like a long. I wasn't like a magician. It was just like a very small piece.
You had that like lodged in your nose for like a week?
A couple weeks. There was just like a little bit of green yarn up there.
Oh my.
And I was like, green? I was like a little on the nose yarn choice. But...
Yeah. But that is amazing. That's incredible. That's wow. That's kind of scary also though.
I was like, I should maybe take a break.
Yeah. I usually don't ingest any yarn because you know, I try to keep it away from my mouth. But the amount of fur that I've ingested, I want to know, like, how much fur has gone through my digestive tract / lungs. Because my cat
and
is
how much
like...
is still in there?
Yeah, exactly. He's always right here, too. I can't believe he's not here right now. He'll be back, I'm sure. But every night he sleeps, like, right here. And it's just, I always have a mouth full of fuzz every single night. And I'm like, oy, oy, oy. I hope this doesn't shorten my lifespan too much. But also, like, what are you going to do, you know? You gotta live. You gotta live the way you gotta live.
Mouthful of Fuzz is another song on my first studio album.
Mouthful of Fuzz. That could be... green yarn up the nose. Let's see what else we got in the chat here. Green yarn. Everybody's obsessed with the fact that you've had green yarn in your nose. That's funny.
That was a low point.
Yeah, I have found yarn in the weirdest places before. Always, somehow, it ends up in the underwear. I'm like, I'll be like, how did... Somehow, yeah. And I'll be like, what the heck? How did this get in there? Yeah. It's because I just like... I have a beanbag chair that I usually crochet in, and I just get like sunk in, and then just like yarn just starts piling up. I don't even know where it comes from. It just, I wake up and there's yarn on me. Do I have a hairball from all the cat hair? Yeah, I have definitely coughed up. We call them Jimbo spores because they all collect into a little bitty ball, and then you'll find them all over. Here's one right here. Here's a Jimbo spore, and I think that they eventually are gonna grow into a Jimbo. That's my theory.
Yeah. You can card and spin cat hair.
Yeah, I know. I've been secretly storing it.
Apparently, you can do it with most things. Like, I've thought about collecting, because Billy's a golden retriever, so he sheds like crazy.
Oh my gosh, he definitely a golden retriever yarn.
Could you imagine?
That would be that would go for some money too.
What a warm sweater.
Yeah, I want to collect a bunch of Jimbo fur and then crochet a Jimbo with it. I feel like it would be really fun.
So meta.
But also like really creepy. It's kind of just right up my alley. A little like a weird thing to make.
He was just tap dancing on that line between like cute and creepy.
Yeah. Yeah. So what else have you been working on, Drew? You've been making anything fun? You've been surviving. I heard you've been knitting a lot more recently.
Yes, I'm almost done with my very first sweater. I knit first. I learned to knit when I was 10, but I've never knit a sweater, and I decided to use like very like sport weight yarn. So it's taken. It was my recovery project for after my surgery, because I was like, I don't want to have to deal with all the different like accoutrements that come with like plushies. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all I need for this is knitting needles and the yarn.
Yeah.
But I'm like so close to being done, and it's turning out really cool, and I'm really excited. Right now I'm just working on getting back into the swing of like regular pattern releases. So I've got a couple like coming down the pipe.
Ooh, you do. Couple coming down the pipeline. What you are you keeping it a secret? You can keep it a secret.
Well, the next one the next one I gave a teaser of back before my tonsil surgery in February, and then have not finished it yet. But it's a flying monkey because Wicked comes out this year, the movie.
So you gotta you gotta speed that up. When does that come out? That comes out pretty soon too, probably.
November. So I've got
Oh, okay,
time.
yeah, you got some time.
But yeah, I've got some other stuff coming up that's for some reason still a secret, but it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So sorry, I won't be divulging that right
That's
now.
okay. We'll hear about it eventually. By the way, hey,
Yeah.
everybody in the chat, if you haven't, go subscribe to Drew. You can subscribe to him on YouTube by just clicking the link in the top of the thingamabob. What am I trying to say? Title. Usually I can crochet and talk pretty well, but I'm on a low amount of sleep and my coffee hasn't kicked in yet, so I'm stumbling.
Fair enough. I don't have a ton of videos up right now. I mostly just have a couple shorts, but I will be adding some new stuff very soon.
Yeah, I'm sure you have like a pretty big year now coming up.
Yeah.
A lot of different projects. You got at least one more coming with Club Crochet. I think 2, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna do 2 before the end of the year.
I think yeah. I don't know if you want me to say what they are, but that's how I remember.
I mean, we don't have to say what they are specifically.
Sure.
But you can say the basic idea of it.
I think there's 3 because there's dinosaur, forest, and bird.
Oh yes, that's right. Yes, I forgot about the bird. That one actually, that'll probably be next. That'll be in January. So technically, won't finish up this year. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But the dinosaur,
Well,
I'm so excited of what.
Me too. That's gonna be fun.
I'm really, really excited to see what you're gonna be making. Actually, this is news to. Look at my cat. Can you see my cat? He's just. Buddy. Yeah, I love you, but you're being a little weasel. I'm really excited to see what everybody's doing. So this is actually a news for everybody in the chat. I haven't talked much about this. We're doing more collaborations on Club Crochet in one. Actually, you know what? I've done this many collaborations for one of those, for one of our Earth Day collaborations. Yeah. I did a lot.
I did that one, the dugong.
Yeah, that was really cool. If you guys haven't checked out Pattern Out, by the way, go check that pattern out. It is so cool. Honestly, Drew, I don't know if you do this on purpose, but every time you come out with a pattern on Club Crochet, you like always one up it. Where I'm like, okay, that's sick. Like I was not expecting that. That is way cool.
Well, thank you. I try to keep it fresh.
Yeah, they've all been very fresh. That one I remember specifically was the construction of that one because you're using like half double crochets and stuff for the head to like make it shape. It was so cool.
Yeah, slip stitches. Yeah.
And this one, actually, let's talk about some of the construction of this pattern because it's really interesting. The slip stitches in the torso. I'm not there yet, but where did you start? Where did you find that technique out? Have you used it very often? Thank you for subscribing, Crochandra.
And smart lady, I am not using a tension ring. I just have rings. Sorry. So in the torso, there's a technique that I first learned when I was working on baskets, and it's to keep the like shape at the base of the basket. So what you do is you do a round of slip stitches in the back loop only, and then you go around and you single crochet over those slip stitches. So like you insert your hook into the same back loop, and then you crochet around the row of slip stitches. And what that does is it makes like, it's kind of the same as if you were to crochet around like a cord, or like something to keep like, it just keeps that circular shape a lot better. And that's kind of, where did he go? Where's Crow? There he is. Okay. So when you do amigurumi, they have a tendency to just sort of always turn round.
Yeah.
And with this one, I wanted to keep the kind of like cone shape. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted the shoulders to stay as broad as possible. So it's just like a little technique that helps that keep its shape.
It's definitely a new technique to me. I've used a bunch of different methods to do a kind of a similar thing, but never kept the shape and also made a line around it. Usually, what I've done is I'll do
Yeah.
single crochets. I'll do single crochets in the front loop only for a round, and then the next round I'll work into both loops and the back loop from that was unused. I do it in the
Oh, that's
Frankenstein kind,
smart.
and it makes it a really hard line, but it still looks like single crochets down, so it doesn't like leave a line
Yeah.
around it. Um, it's a little complicated and like tricky to do, but that's the only. I think that's the only way I've done it. Oh no, and you know what? The other way I've done it is I'll work into the back loop and the like. I don't really even know what this loop is called in crochet. So you know how there's like on the back of a single crochet, there's also like a bar. It's like a back loop, and then there's like a bar
The
behind the
post.
back. The post, yeah. So
Yeah,
usually,
the back post, I think.
if on the present pattern that I have, I work into the back loop and that post, and it does like a pretty straight line too, but it still kind of, you know, wibbles out. So I love this new technique. I'm gonna totally use this a bunch.
Yeah, for sure.
I use
I
a
think the back post gets used a lot in like texture stitches on like garments and things.
yeah.
Just not an amigurumi a ton.
Yeah, I want to start experimenting more with different kinds of stitches for my amigurumi too. That's
Yeah.
something that's been like hot on my mind. You know, I bet you we get some interesting stitches used for Sir Pearl Gray's pattern for the dinosaur because of what he's making.
Yeah.
I bet you he does something because he really likes doing textured stitches a lot with his pattern. So I'm really
Yeah,
excited to
yeah.
see that. By the way, to get back to what I was saying earlier, we have 4 collaborators for the Land Before Twine season, which is like low key. I'm a little bit like, oh boy, I got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of videos to record. But I'm also really excited because everybody is bringing a very unique dinosaur to the stage, and I'm very excited to see what everybody comes up with.
It's gonna be so fun. I'm excited to see all of them.
Yeah, me too. I got to figure out how to make them all work for the game. Hopefully they'll all fit the board, but if they don't, they don't. It's all like whatever. I'm so excited. Today, like honestly, probably right now, the prototype for the game the like box of the game should be here, and I've been waiting for literally like 6 months for this thing to arrive. I'm so excited.
Louis gonna get an email, and then all of a sudden he's gonna be like, "Well, that's it for today's
Yep,
live
sorry
stream,
guys, I gotta
and
go.
will see
I'm
you
gonna go play a board game for the rest of the day. But yeah, I'm so excited about it. I just
That's so fun.
I can't stop thinking about it, you know? What's the sweater pattern you're using to make your knit sweater? Are you designing it, or is it a pattern online, or what?
So Made in the Moment has a really awesome like basic raglan tutorial on YouTube. So it's basically like a made to measure type thing. So for raglan, you start. This one is top down, so you start with the collar, and then you increase 8 times per round, every other round, and so
Okay.
that's how you get like a diagonal line from like your neck to your armpit.
Yeah.
And so you basically just like do it until you get it to like wide enough, and then you divide it off and put some of the stitches on holders to make the sleeves later. So it's like it's very made to measure, which is nice.
That's interesting.
But
yeah.
so like I have had to like do some interesting like tricks to like make it fit my particular body, which I think everyone has to do when they're making
Definitely.
a garment to fit or whatever. But no, it's been fun. I'm excited to show it off when it's all done.
I mean that's like a big undertaking too. I'm really excited to see it. I've never made a sweater. The biggest thing I've ever made is I made half of a blanket because I gave up.
That's more than enough.
Yeah. I was like, I don't want to do this. I just want to make little things. I don't want to do this anymore.
I am not a blanket person. If it takes more than 3 days to make, like I generally am like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. My fiance Jules will. That's all she works on. Are projects that take like weeks long, and I'm like, very different. You do you.
And
But
I think part of that is also like sort of when you're in the world of like content creation, like you want to keep
yeah,
having new
totally.
fresh things, and so like it makes sense to have like smaller things you can get done pretty quickly.
Yeah,
Because after a while, you assume people don't want like another update of like, hey, I got another 3 inches done on this blanket.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Just consistent updates about no progress.
yeah.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am just about getting to that part on the torso.
Oh, nice. I'm still, I'm going slow. I'm doing a CroBot 3000 because I haven't made one yet, and I'm still on the hips, but I've already connected the little diffs.
I I'm super into the like. I'm gonna use that technique pretty often, actually. I think
Yeah,
to make
it's
like
fun.
toys.
It is cool. I so back before TikTok, when I was doing a lot of like custom orders, this guy, well, his wife had ordered a bunch of things from me. Like over the years, she'd ordered lots of different like custom dogs and like custom dolls of people. And for Christmas one year, her husband reached out to me behind her back and was like, she's a really big Grateful Dead fan, and I was hoping you could make the dancing bears.
Yeah.
Um, and like he didn't give me any specifications other than just like the dancing bears. But I was like, they're gonna dance if I'm making them.
Oh
And
my
that's why I bought these doll joints. And so like the arms and legs were able to move so you could like position them to dance. Um and I still get messages on like Instagram and Etsy of people being like, hey, like, do you have a pattern for these? And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, one, I made this a long, long time ago and I did not write it down. And two, like, it is a copyrighted image. So, like, I can't
Yeah.
do that. But, um,
Have you
which
ever
I didn't
gotten?
know at the time that I made it. I
Yeah.
didn't know about that sort of thing.
The I made an Iron Man like the what's it called? Remember in the one of the movies he like had like a giant Iron Man outfit
Oh,
thing.
yeah, the like Hulk one,
That's
the
right. Yeah,
Hulk
the
Iron
Hulkbuster.
Man.
That's what
Yeah,
it is. Um,
yeah.
I made one of those with snaps. I think that's kind of similar to the joint thing where uh, would
Oh,
those
sure.
yeah. And I was like, oh, that's a cool thing. And then it like kind of sat in the back of my brain forever. And now it's back. It's back up there. You know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
oh, I had a question, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, copyright stuff. Have you ever gotten in trouble with copyright stuff?
So I have never sold copyrighted things online or had patents for copyrighted things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I, I the only time I've ever done them is for like custom orders where it was like a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Um, so I like it is technically illegal. So
Yeah. I've gotten I
not that I'm admitting to breaking the law on a YouTube recording. Allegedly, I made these.
yeah, allegedly. I've gotten in trouble a couple times actually. Not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah. I got when I first started crocheting like over like 15 years ago now. I got copyrights from Disney and from Fox
Ooh.
and
Ooh.
from Fox was the big one. I got like a few from Fox before. Which is whatever. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
You want to give me
I get it. Like I get the whole like protecting your IP and like
yeah.
stuff like that. I also think that like it's a little silly that like
Yeah.
one crochet artist is gonna be like disrupting the whole
Yeah, if
like
anything, they're
financial
like
system.
helping. Yeah, like you're
Yeah,
not doing it. You know, like this is
it's
just
like fan art. Yeah,
exactly. It's like fan art. So ever since then, for like way before I started Club Crochet, I was like, you know what, we're getting out of the
yeah.
copyrighted character situation, and I get people asking all
Well,
the time for copyrighted characters. All like, will you make this character, this character? And I'm always like, you know, I don't want to put in a bunch of effort into this design just to get in trouble later down the line. It's just not
yeah,
worth it.
and It's sort of, there's like a line between being like an artist and like a manufacturer. And so when someone
Totally.
wants like an already established character that's already been designed and stuff like that, you sort of, cross that line a little bit. And it's just like, I'm just making something that you already know you like, but like,
Yeah.
it's, there's something really special about when you make something like from scratch that's all yours and people like really resonate with it.
Yeah.
And like, that's one of the reasons I stopped doing custom orders, was because I started feeling like I was just like the manufacturer.
Yeah. Yeah, I stopped
Um,
doing custom orders way back too because it was just not like I I was just working myself a lot and then
yep.
realizing like I can't keep this up. Like it's just I'm barely making enough to pay for rent right now and I'm working so hard on it. You know?
Yeah. And the people don't, I mean, a lot of people don't understand the amount of time that goes into doing a custom order
Yeah.
versus just like a made to order thing. Because there's a lot of back and forth of like, like what exactly is it that you want,
Mhm.
like getting everything specified correctly. And
Even
the
like
thing is, I do love making custom orders because
yeah.
a lot of like the techniques I've come up with have been trying to figure out how to make something specific. And so like I would love at some point to maybe have like a custom order wait list where like people understand that like I might not get to them, or like, you
Yeah.
know, whatever, but like I could pull from the list and,
You could pick and choose.
make
This one
something.
sounds the most
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah. Because that way I could stay true to myself as like an artist, but also like, have a creative challenge every once in a while.
Yeah.
But, you know,
It is very fun because it definitely does push you to think in ways that you normally wouldn't because you wouldn't why would you
yeah,
have thought about this before? Um, yeah, that's why I really like doing these collaboration patterns a lot too, because it just makes me make other people's patterns honestly, and it like that's really
yeah.
helpful. Curious Papaya is in the chat. Hi, Curious Papaya. Hey, Amy.
Amy, hi Amy.
Amy's actually a great example of that. The spaceman right there was another collaboration for this season from Amy, and they used this technique for attaching the arms without having to sew anything on by working into both rounds of the last round of the arm
Yes.
and the round of the body simultaneously. So you like worked around and connected it, and I was like, duh. Like the second I saw it, I was like,
Right?
oh my gosh, obviously, why haven't I been doing this? This is a great idea. I love this.
Um, if you can see behind me, it's a little hard to tell. There is a green panda.
Uh-huh.
That
Oh,
was the first time I tested for Curious Papaya, the Panda Pal.
cute. Oh, wait, here, I can minimize that right there. I'll move this down just so
Oh
people can
god.
see it. Oh, I messed something up. Oh, that guy. Oh my god, it's so cute. They just came out with a bunch of other patterns too. A bunch of cows. A bunch of Highland
Yes.
cows or something. And
Oh,
yeah, they're so
human
cute.
poo.
I
So
really, really like them a lot. I really want to make one. Let's see. Where did I put your name tag now? Oh, gee.
so is it me? Am I the one who says like a lot, or does Louis say like a lot?
I say like so. I'm such a Cali
I do
boy.
too.
Yeah. Speaking of
Yeah, I
Cali
mean,
boy,
it's,
you had told me this many times, but I was watching Zach's podcast today. By the way, shout out to Zach's podcast if you haven't checked him out. He's
yeah,
on YouTube.
the hookup with
The
Crochet
hookup.
Mizani.
Yep. And the you two were talking about how you used to live in LA to do set design.
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten very far in the
Fascinating.
podcast yet, so I don't know if you talk more about it, but I'm very curious. Did you so you lived in LA doing set design? Were you really into like theater before then? Or was it set design
It was,
for like what?
so well, it was costume design.
Costume design.
Yeah, so that was what I went to school for, was costume design. And when I graduated from college, I first moved to Chicago and I did a lot of theater. And then I was like, this is not working for me.
Yeah.
It's like I love the theater environment, but I hated the theater paycheck.
Yeah. That's
So
what Jules
so
is
I,
like.
I went out to LA looking to get into more film and television because
Mm-hmm.
like it pays a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
And that was fun, but like the lifestyle of a costume designer is so like chaotic, just like waves of like sometimes you have so much work to do and sometimes you have absolutely nothing. And
Sure.
so it was while I was out there living in LA, I had a bunch of downtime, and that's when I started my Droopy Zoo Etsy because I was like, this is a fun little side gig for when I have time off. But
Yeah.
then it like slowly kind of grew, and so by the time I left LA, I was like, I'm doing crochet way more than I'm doing costume design, and I can do crochet for way less money back in Michigan.
Yeah.
So that's where I ended up leaving. But I loved LA. It was such a cool place to live.
Yeah. I'm still warming back up to it because I mean I'm from down here, and so there's that part of it too. But it's definitely I'm getting used to the whole driving. Oh, so much. Oh my god, so much driving. Um,
Oh yes,
do you miss costume
don't miss
design very
that.
much?
Not. I mean, sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
I actually, when I moved back to Michigan, all of a sudden got like a bunch of like jobs back in Michigan doing costume design because there were things filming from out of state, like
Oh, that's
filming
cool.
in Michigan, and so they're like, oh, like someone who like worked in the industry in LA but is here.
Yeah.
So like, I worked on some movies in Michigan, which was fun. But it does, and then like COVID happened, and it was
Right.
just like
Changed
I
everything.
would
Yeah.
rather be completely dependent on myself as opposed to like having it all torn away.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. I feel that big time. Yeah. I originally when I went to school, I went for I wanted to major in fashion design in at San
Oh,
Francisco State, and so I started taking some classes for fashion design, and then I found out that by the time I could major in fashion design, I could already be done with my major in anthropology. So I was like, screw that. I'm not. I don't want to wait.
was that
Yeah, that
the
was
home
that.
goods store anthropology?
Yeah. I was working. Yeah, I was studying the home goods store anthropology. Uh, yeah, and I was just like, I don't want to. I don't want. I never really cared too much about college, to be honest. I just my mom really wanted me to go to college. That being said, everybody in chat, if you're going to go to college, go to college. It's a good idea to
Yeah,
go to college. But
and you get out of it what you put into it. So if you
exactly,
don't,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so I just didn't. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do anthropology, and before then, I was already crocheting full time. That was my gig.
Yeah.
I started in high school, so I was just consistently crocheting anyhow, and so I just needed a class that I could sit in and crochet, and I wasn't gonna get that
Mm-hmm.
with fashion design. They didn't want a lot of things designed with crochet, and I was like, okay, well, then that's not really. Never mind. when I, when I was young, I remember talking to my dad once because I was like, I want to crochet for a living. I was probably 15 or 16, and my dad was like, okay, maybe you should think about something else though. And I remember thinking when he said that, like, oh, now I'm absolutely going to crochet. Like I was like, you don't tell me I can't do this. Someone tells me I can't do it, that means I absolutely have to do this.
Yep.
Yeah, and it worked out. Kinda.
Yeah.
It's still hard to make money. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but it's still like it's like fulfilling
Yeah, it is. It
or
is
whatever.
way fulfilling.
Like good for your soul or whatever.
Or whatever. Yeah, Jules and I have a saying for when you're eating food and it's good for the soul, but it's not necessarily good for you. We call them soul newts, soul nutrition value. So what's the soul nutritional value of this thing? But we just call them soul newts.
Soulmates. Yeah.
Mac and cheese,
That makes
high
me
soul
picture a
newt.
little like spirit newt, like the
Oh yeah, like a
the
little
amphibian.
yeah. Yeah, I'm just so stoked for the rest of this year. I think I don't know. I just think there's a lot coming down the pipeline that I'm really excited for.
Yeah.
Do you ever
it's a
get the
good year.
fear of October? Is that a thing for you? Because I started to get
like,
there's just I don't know. October scares me because it means it's the start of this busy season of
sure.
crocheting in general, but it's also like there's just so I want to post every single day in October. Like because everybody is, you see online you're just like, "Oh my god, I want to make things. I want to make this. I want to make that." And I just start to get like
Yeah.
I'm recently starting to get the October anxiety in July of like, "Oh man, do I have to get prepared now to start posting in October?" I don't want to do that. But
Like specifically like spooky stuff, or just like,
yeah,
or
I
like
mean like there's
all
only
holiday
it's
related
just like
stuff?
my most inspirational time, is like spooky and stuff.
Yeah.
So I just get like, "Oh my god, I'm going to run out of time. I need to be making as many spoopy designs as I possibly can before then," but I don't know. I
For
get
sure.
July October anxiety. Wow. My brain is still warming up.
No, I feel you. I always get to October and I'm like, why didn't I do anything to prepare for this?
Yeah. It's like that Amigurumi stuff is the same.
Oh my
Same
God.
kind of thing where I'm like, "Oh, okay, wait. Oh, shoot, it's already gone. Too late."
And every year I'm like, I'm gonna get the prompts and I'm gonna get it all prepared so that I don't have to freak out. And then it's like every day I'm like, oh crap, I have to post something today.
Yep.
Nope.
Yeah, I tried to make Hooktober work for a long time. It didn't. I couldn't keep it up. I couldn't do one every day.
Yeah. It's every day is a lot. I feel like maybe something with like a weekly theme. And it's like, if you want to post something that fits this theme every day, go ahead. If you want to post one thing for the whole week that fits this theme, awesome.
I like that. Yeah, that
I
seems
feel
like
like
a
that's
much more
much
manageable.
more- Because crochets, I mean, it's a lot faster than knitting, but it's still a slow art form. Like,
Yeah,
trying to do it every day is hard.
it's just it's tough. I got the torso made. We got the torso. We got the hips. I'm flying, baby.
I'm just now starting the torso.
Yours gonna
chatting
take
too much.
a little longer than mine too, just because of the what's it called, 3000 part.
Yeah, the connectors, the joints.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these crochet robots. I think I'm gonna have a lot of Christmas gifts this year.
Yes. Have you ever done I've always wanted to do this, but I feel like, I guess Ann Arbor is like a cool place to do it, but I feel like LA would be an awesome place to do like not like a scavenger hunt, but like
a yarn drop or yarn bomb, but mini yarn
yeah,
bomb.
you like post it or you like put it in like a bag or whatever so it doesn't get destroyed, and like leave it somewhere and then tell your followers like where it is or give hints or something so that people can like go find it.
Yeah, I used to do that a lot actually in like before I moved from here. I used to do that a lot. When I recently moved back, I started doing in my neighborhood. There's this like just this perfect spot for goblins, and so I've been doing. I've been calling it Gobland, and I just go there and I hide goblins over and over here, and it was great for a while. It started to really like, wow, I had like 10 goblins here, and and I had little houses built for them, but then it started with little kids started to like just destroy it, kind of like they wanted to play with it, and they destroyed it.
Yeah.
Which was a bit of a bummer, but I was like, well, kids are gonna do kids. And then people kept stealing them, and I was like, well, I guess that's kind of the point, people take them.
Yeah.
And then we got a storm, and then I was like, okay, well, this maybe now I just have a bunch of wet goblins, and they were all had holes ripped in them because little squirrels were eating them, and I was like, this is sad now. This is getting sad.
Do you know about fairy doors? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's a huge thing in Ann Arbor. I don't know if it's a big thing.
Yeah,
other places,
definitely. Where
but-
people like put doors and like holes in trees and stuff, and little fairy gardens and stuff.
Yeah, and like in Ann Arbor, there's like little places where it's like on the side of buildings, like there's just like a little door that's like open, and so people leave like pennies and tiny things there. And I always want to do some like micro crochet and like leave like a little teddy bear or something. Like
That's cute.
I
I
think that's
love that
cute.
idea. Oh.
But I would have to do it in a place that like I'm not gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
drop it off and then in my mind like it has a lovely existence for the rest of time and like when in reality like a squirrel eats it or something.
Yeah. I did once do a big drop in San Francisco where I hid all these Mario characters like all throughout San Francisco, and I did a big map. I actually like commissioned someone to do a pixel art map of San Francisco so I could like show where everything it was and posted
That
about
is
it for people to
awesome.
find. I don't know if anybody that I had mentioned went to go find it, like you know, told people like, hey, go check this, go find this crochet thing. I think a vast majority of the people that found stuff for that were like just people that ran into it, which is
Yeah,
fine. You know,
which is
that's
kind of
great.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool. I definitely want to
Have
start
you
doing
have
it
you
more
heard of
often.
like geocaching?
Oh yeah, my dad is really into geocaching. He loves
I
doing
feel like
that.
it'd be fun to like make little crochet things so even geocaching
Yeah,
places.
yeah.
But I
Now
would also have to like leave my apartment.
that yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, I have a little place next to our front door with little crocheted things in it that I'll take one when I leave and I'll hide it somewhere. But I don't tell anybody about it. I just do it, and then
Yeah, that's
there's
kind of
no
fun too.
yeah. I probably should put like something on it so people know what it's from, but it's not really
Well,
about that.
tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's a mini library near us where, like, you know, like a public mini, like,
Love
those things.
those.
And I
Yeah,
always put a goblin in there. Like, probably at least, like, once a week. And they're always taken. Every single time someone is.
good.
I've never seen it there more than once. And I always think, like, someone. I think one person is taking all of these and just, like, has an army of these little dudes. And I love that. There we go. So I'm starting to learn how my cat works. If I set something up that is at the same level that I am, he will fall asleep there and not bug me a bunch. He just wants to be like
Oh,
he wants to be able to
yeah.
look at me. So he is right here right now, looking right at me.
I feel like that's the thing I've seen where people like get a little fake computer for their cat.
Just so they can sit
Like,
on it.
well, like because otherwise they like want to like be on your keyboard while you're working
Yeah.
with them. But if you put like a little laptop next to it, they'll like lie down on that and like just hang with you.
Yeah. So Drew, I have a question
Yeah.
for you. What is
I mean,
what has been like some of your biggest inspiration recently? Like whether that be shows or anything really, another artist, what has been really inspiring you recently?
yeah. That's such a good question. It's been a rocky start to the year, so I feel like everything's just been kind of thrown off. But I feel like, um, huh. I'm like everything I've ever known is just escaped my head.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll get you started. Let's see. Something that's been really inspirational to me recently has been fake creature like documentaries. I know it's a weird one, but
Like what?
there's all these like YouTubers, a lot of YouTubers that do it, but a lot of shows that are like aliens and they act like it's like you know a David Attenborough, like this creature does this thing and stuff like that, and that has been so
Interesting.
like I don't know, they just give me it's immediately gives me like, okay, I need to crochet, I need to make something right now because it's just inspirational in that regard.
Yeah.
So that's been really inspirational for me recently. And then in the history of inspirational stuff, I would say like anything puppet related is extremely inspirational to me. I love puppets. I'm kind of obsessed
Yeah.
with them. Oh my god, I have so many fuzzies on me. They're gonna all get into my nose.
So one of the things, like when I started Droopy Zoo, I called it that because I didn't want to have crochet in the title in case I ever branched out to other things.
Totally.
So I wanted it to be more about, I knew like animals would be involved forever because I like love animals
Mm-hmm.
so much. So I was like, zoo works because like it's animal related. And so I think lately one of the things that's been inspiring me the most is like getting back to like the zoo theme.
Yeah.
Um, so like I have a list of like, common zoo animals. And I think I so when I started TikTok, it was the first time I really like started interacting with a lot of other designers, and there's like a common practice of like not wanting to step on each other's toes. So
Sure.
like
Yeah.
if someone releases a pattern, you don't want to release like the same type of pattern like around the same time. But like so I've like kind of held back a lot of patterns, and now I'm sort of realizing like there's room for more than one like
Yeah.
giraffe pattern or whatever.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of going back and like trying to like unify a style, and I'm like
That's
getting into like the graphic design of things. So like I'm trying to make like my website and like like a streaming overlay, and like
mm-hmm.
trying to get everything to sort of have like a unified like zoo theme.
Yeah.
And
Same
like I'm hoping
zoo
to
vibe.
do like a zookeeper pattern that's like a little me wearing like a safari outfit, and
Cute.
like so I'm like really really excited about that. And I feel like it I like because Droopy Zoo has never had like um that kind of unified theme. I've just sort of done patterns that I was inspired to do in the moment, and now I want it to have like kind of like a brand feel where like it
Yeah.
all goes together.
Yeah. I that is a good idea. I do think once I started, a lot of people told me that I had a style before I realized I had a style, and I think that's kind of
Yeah,
a similar situation with you. I feel like you very clearly in my eyes have a style, but it's
yeah.
hard to recognize your own style sometimes.
And also like because like there's not so much of like a through line of the patterns I've done,
Yeah.
it's like harder for that style to like really show itself. But I feel like once I have more of like a specific genre of patterns out there, then the style will definitely be very like
Yeah.
obvious, and people can. I would love it if people could see it and be like, "Oh, that's Drew. Like
Yeah.
that's a Drew design."
Yeah. I think that already is the case in a lot of things, but I do think that I don't know, one of the things with style for me is like I know I have a style, and I know I can come out with things when people will be like, oh, that's clearly a Louis Loops crochet thing, but at the same time I don't like making the same thing over and over again. So like I
Yeah,
like to switch things up, but also stay in the same style, and it's kind of hard to like balance the two areas of my brain of like, oh, I want everything to have like a similar vibe, and but also I don't want to make the same things over and over again, and it's kind of hard.
right.
It's a hard thing to balance in that way. um
Absolutely.
yeah, but I definitely agree that a style and a vibe is very uh it's a really important but also weird thing to control, to not control but to
Yeah,
like, you know, to conceptualize, I guess.
for sure. And I feel like a lot of it sort of just happens. Like it's not like you plan something, but then as soon as you execute it, like something different happens, or like
Yeah, in fact, I think planning it, like you can't, like almost you can't. You just got to go with the flow. You just got to make what is good, what feels good in your heart, and that's how you end up with a style.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly,
it's hard to follow your gut a lot, especially in the time of the internet.
for sure.
Yeah,
Um, and
is
like I feel like zoo is like a broad enough thing that like maybe the zoo has like like a mythical magical creature section. Like it's
it's
not going
got
to
it.
be like
Your zoo for
it's
sure
not going to
has a
be like
magical creature.
just yeah.
Yeah,
It can't be just like only animals that are in zoos. Like
yeah,
I'm not going to limit myself, but like I want that sort of through line of like this is my zoo.
yeah. It is Drewby's zoo. Yes.
Exactly.
And also zoos, like apparently your zoo's got a robot in it now. Like you can have anything in it.
He works the gift shop.
Yeah. That's cute. I like that. Little gift shop.
Apparently, I was
What's your
not paying attention
Oh, were you off
this route.
stitches? Oh.
By a lot.
What's your favorite animal?
Manatees. Manatees have been my favorite animal since I was 4 years old. I was on a trip to Florida, and we were walking, and they had all these like endangered species facts, and they had like a picture of a manatee, and I was like, "What is that?" And then I found out that they don't have any natural predators. They just sort of float around and like are just like nice, soft, like
Just literally
they're just like nice.
heart of gold. I can't imagine a more like they're just like the nicest creatures.
Yeah.
Sloths
And I
maybe,
love
or
the
like a
fact
similar kind of vibe of just like
And that-
chilling and having fun.
That was number 2 for a while, and both manatees and sloths are so slow moving that things grow on them.
It's beautiful. What a
And like
beautiful
that's
thing.
just like right. Ugh. Like yeah, so that stuck with me. I had like a manatee themed bedroom when I was growing up, and
That's so
I have
cute.
like a quilt with all of my manatee shirts from when I was a kid. And like living in Michigan, like there wasn't a lot of manatee stuff. So anytime we saw anything manatee related, we would instantly buy it because
Have
like
you seen a manatee in person?
yes. So when I was 11, so I was in like 6th grade, my uncle was taking his wife's kid, niece and nephew to Disney World, and so he invited me to go along. And one day, they took me by myself to Crystal River. And back then it wasn't illegal to like interact with manatees, and like you could swim with them, and so I got to go swimming with the manatee.
Oh my.
And there was supposed to be a big school group coming, and their bus broke down, so it ended up being 2 couples, my aunt and uncle and me. Were the only people on this whole tour, and there was like an underwater videographer who like captured it. And obviously, because like the cute, like chubby 11-year-old kid who's like peeing himself with excitement, I was like the feature of the whole movie.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It was
That
legitimately the best day of my life.
yeah. That sounds like the best day ever. I want that with lemurs. I'm obsessed. I really like lemurs a lot.
Oh, lemurs are cool.
When I was in school for anthropology, I had to do a class on monkeys, and you were supposed to. I lived right next to the zoo in San Francisco, and so you were supposed to go to the zoo and like, watch different kinds of monkeys and write reports on them and stuff. And I did every single report on the lemurs, even though I got every time I did a report on the lemurs, I'd get a lower grade. Like it was written in the syllabus, like if you use the same creatures over and over, I'm gonna lower your grade 1 every time. And so by the end I was getting F's. Legitimately, I was getting F's on my reports, even though they were great. Like they were really good reports, but I just did lemurs the whole time. I just did the lemur. And that's when I realized like I really knew I liked lemurs, but I didn't realize like they were my favorite animal until then. Before that, it was like I love kangaroos. I don't know what it is about kangaroos, but they're just silly, fun.
They're pretty cool.
Things. Yeah. But I would love to be in a forest with a bunch of lemurs. That just sounds like a lot of fun to me. As long as they're not too crazy. But
I'm like a little bit afraid of most monkeys.
I definitely
don't
should
know
be.
what it is.
You should be. 100%.
They look like they should understand things, and that they don't. Like it. Yeah, and plus you hear like horror stories about like
ripping their face off or something crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like you absolutely should be afraid of monkeys. That is like that is the right response.
Yeah. Whereas manatees,
You should not
absolutely
be.
never gonna happen
You
to
actually shouldn't be. If you're scared of manatees, you got that something's wrong. You need to go talk to a therapist because
Yeah.
that's not what you're supposed to be scared of.
And the best thing, so like, I wasn't expecting them to be kind of slimy because they're like covered in algae,
Oh
but
yeah,
they
covered in
are.
moss and stuff.
And
Yeah.
then the thing you don't like realize, you expect there to be like some sort of like, you know, pushback when you touch them,
Yeah.
but they're literally just like floating. So like you touch them and they just like boom. they're so they're
That's,
just so like, it's like the same as if you like pushed on a potato. Like it's just like boom boom boom. Like they're the best.
that is so cool. I love that.
They're, and they're so like naturally curious and like, you know, they're not afraid of stuff. They just go, they want to like learn more about it.
Yeah.
I love
I
that.
love that. That's so sweet.
Also, the way they breathe at night,
Yeah, how
is
do
by
they do that?
regulating. So they, you know, they sleep on the bottom of, you know, the body of water that they're in, and then they float and sink by like farting.
So like they'll fart to like sink.
Yeah, and then they'll like slowly, you know, get back up as we build up gas inside them, and then they fart to.
I
And I'm like,
love that.
same manatees.
Yeah.
That's also how I get through the night.
That's amazing. Wow.
They're
That
just
is a
the
good
best.
favorite animal.
It really, I mean, I was set for life with like school reports and stuff like that. And in fifth grade, we did the $1 million project where we were given a hypothetical $1 million and we had to spend it all and we had to make a budget and we had to make a plan. And, you know, like, and mine was Camp Manatee, which was, I like bought the grounds in Florida, and you know, it was like a scientific research center, but also like a conservation center, like to like inform the public of like, you know, how to better take care of manatees. And like it was on the water, and we had like a, you know, little freshwater area that the manatees could come swim in. And it was, we found it a couple years ago in the basement.
Did you use all $1 million?
Oh yeah. I mean, you had to like specify. So I mean, like down to the like, you know, the buildings and
Yeah.
like the like supplies for like the furniture in the buildings and stuff like that. I had to like research prices, and that was a fun project.
Zoe's now obsessed with manatees too. They were just talking in the
They're
chat.
the best.
Zoe has been
We all love it. Good.
taking care of or not taking care of but has been helping to raise baby pigeons.
Pigeons. Sorry, finish.
I for the longest time I didn't think baby pigeons were a thing. I still don't think they're a thing. I don't know. I've never seen one in person. You know, I've only seen pictures that Zoe has sent us.
Pigeons break my heart because we went to like such extremes to domesticate them, and then we were just like, we're done with you.
Yeah.
Like, go.
Now you're gross, actually.
Figure out how to. Yeah, go figure out how to live in the wild. Like, no, I love pigeons.
I'm at assembly. I'm like flying.
Oh dang. I'm on the torso. I'm on like, I just did the shoulders of the torso, and now I'm
I'm gonna make 2 of these by the time you're done with one.
Yeah. And if you get done and you're like, I want to go check to see if that package got here, you can just pick me off.
No, I'll just let you. You can just control the live stream. You're in charge.
I won't be able to change anything, but
I'll make you full screen. It'll be great. You'll love it. So, what do you think is the next pattern that you're gonna release? Do you have anything like up?
Oh,
coming
it's the
up
flying monkey.
Oh, the flying monkey is going to be the next one. Okay, cool.
Yes, I like right before. I'm trying to see if I can grab it without. Okay. Hold, please.
Hold.
It's like just out of reach.
Oh my god, I do this especially when I'm on my my beanbag chair, I just am
Got it.
always I have thank God I have a crochet hook with me. I use it all the time to just like I need that blanket. I need this thing.
When I first started doing lives on TikTok, there was one time I was making something and I crocheted a leg, and then the leg fell and it went behind my chair, and I did not say a word, and I just made another one.
Just like it's not worth it. I can't.
Yeah, but this is the flying monkey.
Oh, it's so cute. Oh wow.
He's got little grippers.
Oh my god, you even have
He's got
little
little
thumbs
hands.
there. Bobble stitch? Wow, that's a
little
complicated
toes.
pattern. I
It's
love
pretty,
it.
I'm so proud of the tail. There's no shaping. There's no like wire in that at all. That's
All
literally
like
just
decreases,
from,
increases, and stuff.
all from the shaping.
Wow. Have you already run a test for this?
Not yet. No, that's coming up soon.
Keep me.
I have to
keep me
finish
in the
writing
loop.
the pattern first. In Louis loop.
Yeah, keep me in the Louis loop.
But he's got the little fingies. I'm excited about.
That's so cool. Are they? So are those bobble stitches?
No, so I did. So the whole body is no sew. So you start with, you increase to 12, and then you do a picot for the thumb, two in the front loop,
Uh-huh.
two slip stitches in the front loop, and then each of the fingers is chain 3, single crochet 2 down, slip stitch in the front loop of the next stitch, etc.
Yeah.
And then the next round is all in the back loop of that round.
Yeah. So you got little fingies.
So, yeah, and then in the end you do kind of the same thing, but then you do the last round decrease in the back loops only.
How do you connect the hands? You know what? Why don't we wait for the pattern to come out?
You do one, and then you connect the 2 front ones and do the whole body, and then you finish one leg, and then pick up stitches and do the other
Oh,
leg.
I see. So you like pick it up like that. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, but then
I-
you do have to sew on the ears and the head and the face and the wings.
I love that
Yeah,
that's
so
all
that's
like
the
made
next one.
together. That's super cool, and I can't wait to see how that tail is constructed. That's a unique
Oh,
one.
I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's gonna be a very good thing to recycle for later patterns as well.
Oh yeah. The secret is working in, so in the dugong pattern, you know how I did the like, I don't remember if I did this in the dugong pattern or not, if I had figured it out, but basically you do slip stitch in the back loop only for half the row, and then half double crochet for the other half, and then the next row you work into the front loop of the previous row for the front half.
I think you
And
did do
then
that on that
so
one.
you do that, but this time it's like doing multiple, like you do that like 3 times, and then you like adjust for to make sure it's the right like location. You keep doing that, and then at one point you switch and go the other way, and that's what gives it that like
The like
little,
SE kind of shape.
yeah,
I'll be
I'm
right
very
back.
proud of it.
You're in control of the stream. I gotta go to bathroom. I'll be right back.
Oh God, go tinkle.
Don't say anything terrible. I'll get in trouble.
All right, everyone, what's your least favorite thing about? Oh, he's still here. Wait, no, I can look at some comments now. Yay! The tail. I'm very proud of the tail. Pidge news. Mum Pidge Bertha just laid 2 new eggies. I will admit I have also never seen a baby pigeon. I imagine they're super cute though. But yeah, I feel like that was like a big joke for a while of like, there are no such thing as baby pigeons because people didn't see them in the street. But like, yeah. Oh, Laura, I didn't see you there. Hello. Crafty Critters 22 was one of our fabulous testers for the CroBot. And Brenda's here. Hi, Brenda. Sorry. I have not been. It's been very nice having someone else in charge of everything. I just feel like I'm the guest that gets to to sit here and chatter away and not think about anything. Baby pigeons are unfortunately not cute. Are they like actually not cute, or are they the kind of like creepy gross that like makes them cute? I imagine they look like. I feel like I've seen a lot of like TikToks of like people who rescue like cockatiels and things that have lost all their feathers, which is
Okay.
like not my favorite look. But oh, hey, how'd it go?
Oh, it terrible, terrible,
Did you wash
absolutely.
your hands?
Yes, I had to.
Good.
You have no idea.
Oh,
It was a mess.
I bet.
My package still hasn't come. Where
Oh
is it?
no.
No, it's okay. It'll be here. When it'll be here,
Show
it's
us more
fine.
dance moves. I did YouTube video research on botting, which is dancing like a robot. So imagine how bad it would have been if I hadn't done that, because that's what I came up with after doing research.
that was with practice and research.
Exactly.
You know, when I saw it this morning, I was like, "Oh my God, Drew, that's perfect. Absolutely perfect."
That was fun. Because the thing is like it's a constant battle with algorithms and stuff like that. And if Instagram just wants reels, then fine. But I
It's
had like a bunch of pictures from the testers, and so I was like, fine, you want a reel? I'm gonna dance in the background and show these pictures.
yeah. No, you totally like you like unlocked a section of my brain. I was like, "Yes, duh." Like because yeah, it's really frustrating on Instagram that they're consistently like you start as a picture but now you don't
Yeah,
every time I upload a picture on your website you like don't show anybody at all. So
it's
cool.
unfortunate.
I guess I'll post reels all the time. But it's like I don't want to do that. Sometimes I just want to show off this cute thing that someone made or whatever. I don't need to like
Right?
yeah.
It's every app wants to be every app. Like
Exactly.
they can't accept that like some apps would be better to just do pictures or some apps would just do videos.
Yep.
But
It's driving me crazy recently.
I can tell.
Uh, uh yeah, especially like because I like obviously the platform I do the best on is YouTube here, and I can't post everything that I make on YouTube because they will
Yeah,
like there's all these rules on YouTube where if you start posting too many shorts, your channel becomes a shorts channel, and that means that no one watches long form content or no one watches live streams or whatever. I mean, live streams also are not the best on YouTube. I mean, like I love the community here on YouTube, but
yeah.
we don't like they're never pushing out this live stream for new viewers, and it's kind of
That's so
frustrating.
hard.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, well, but I don't really want to go off of this platform to like figure out Twitch again and stuff because last time I used Twitch was like 4 years ago, and everything's changed since then. So I don't really want to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm tired. I'm tired of consistently trying to figure out the algorithm on
And like
everything.
having to learn new programs and new apps and new systems and
Yeah.
um so by bag of plums, do you mean like a coin purse, like a man's wool purse?
My bag of plums. My plums.
Plums feels like you should see a doctor. Well, I guess some plums are no, plums are
No.
still pretty big.
Yeah, plum. Yeah. You should see a
Especially
doctor.
for that color.
Yeah, exactly.
No part of them should be plum lined.
My grapes.
Grapes may be a little small. Well, it's to each the
All right, we got.
moderation on YouTube live streams is also not that interesting.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's basically just like Cooper. By the way, shout out to Cooper. You're amazing. You're awesome. Cooper is consistently like helping in these live streams, just staying moderating without a moderator though. Like auto modding is not really even a thing. But
Yeah.
that being said, I really like the YouTube live streams because these are like events. more than just like
Yeah.
I'm going live whenever. And I know a lot of people watch these after the fact as well. That doesn't happen on any other platform really. Like
Yeah,
no one rewatches uh, like TikTok lives and stuff like that. And
for sure.
yeah, so but I just wish there was like somewhere in between. I need like
Oh,
yeah, I don't know. I and as you can tell, like I very much pride myself in the like production of stuff. You know, like I take my time. I really
yeah,
try to keep everything like in a good brand and whatnot. There's something about it. I just
not me.
really really like it. I would love to just like the setup for a live stream for some reason is just so much fun to me.
That's fair. I am a very much of a fly by the seat of my pants type.
Yeah, you're not. It's
Although
not looking that way though.
I was doing Twitch for a while, and then my computer died, and I got a new computer, and I just haven't set up Twitch again because I like don't remember at all what I did to set up Twitch the first time. So it's
Yeah,
going to be like starting from scratch. Plus, I want to like redesign my overlay to look more like the zoo theme. So like,
sure.
it's all
Well, let me know if you want
it's
any help
all
because I also
fighting
need to figure
against
that
me.
out. And having a buddy trying to figure it out together, that'd probably be good. Because I think like it's time. Like I think I need to, because I can do a simultaneous. You should do that too. You should do a simultaneous stream when you start doing, so that you can do an.
Just don't cross the stream.
Yeah, just don't cross the streams or else.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. I like right now I'm just I stopped using Adobe. Uh I got rid of my Photoshop. So I was
How?
using Photoshop and Illustrator.
Mm-hmm.
Um so that was like close to $600 a year just
Yeah.
for those two licenses. And then a friend of mine and then the whole thing happened with like the AI and everyone got mad
Mm-hmm.
and and then people started suggesting alternatives and I was like, well, I had never looked into alternatives. Have you ever used Affinity?
No. What is affinity?
Affinity is they have three apps. One is like a photo app. One is like a raster slash vector app,
Okay. Yeah.
and then the other is like a layout app. So you can like easily, so like literally all three of the things that I need for designing patterns and like making art for like digital um, but you buy a universal license for all three apps and it's a one-time fee and then when they up you get free like updates until they release the next generation and
Sure.
then
Yeah.
you can upgrade at a reduced fee if you have already like had it ever.
I love
It
that.
was on sale for 50% off, so I went from paying 600 a year to paying $82 once.
What is this? What is this called?
Affinity. So now I'm just like learning how to use it, which is a challenge because I'm
Sure.
an old dog. But uh,
Yeah, because
so
I'm
like
using.
once I get it, everybody watch out. I'm gonna be unstoppable.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like big. I have, I'm using After Effects and Photoshop and
Yeah,
Premiere and like everything on Adobe. And I was just talking the other day about how like it's so annoying because they just got you. They just got you
yeah.
hardcore like in the subscription model. And you're right, like it's costing me way more than that
It's
a year because I'm
yeah. Well,
I've
yeah.
like
If
all of
you're
them.
using more, I was just using two.
And it's just like okay, I guess this is just how the world works now. But really, I'm an independent creator. I should get like, like I'm not a company. I mean, I am, but I'm
Right?
not.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's worth it for me at least to try to learn Affinity and like um have a whole new like suite of tools.
Yeah. Sir Pro Great Philip, how are you? Wow, look at all the
Well,
designers are here.
hello. Also, Crafty Critters stopped by. Who's one of our testers.
Cool. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I love that. I am
Um,
so stoked to see your dino, Philip. I'm like, I was just
Me too.
like your one specifically. I'm like, that was gonna be interesting. I'm trying to keep things like semi-secretive, but I really think people are gonna dig them, all of them. I
Yeah,
really like.
it's
I'm
gonna be
just so
amazing.
excited about it. I need to really get my dino facts on point though, because once this game and stuff is released, I just can feel that like if I say the wrong dino facts, I'm gonna get in trouble. If I say the names incorrectly, I'm gonna get in trouble. I need to be squeaky clean with name
That
pronunciations and stuff.
my dad still talks about when I was a kid and he would try to read me stories and I would correct his pronunciation.
That's adorable. That's
And I'd
so
be like, it's
cute.
ornithomimus, Dad.
That's super cute. All right, I've got my lights almost all sewn on.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, wait, duh. Philip was also a tester for this pattern. I forgot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Philip did a really cool rusty one.
Yeah, it was so clever, and the fingers and
Yes, added special design to the feet and the fingies.
very
Um,
interesting. I liked it a lot. Oh, okay. I have some questions
same.
about the inspiration for this design. So is this design inspired a lot by like the Iron Giant?
Kind of. Okay, this is kind of embarrassing to admit, but I know that there are like a lot of crochet robots out there. And so I like some people are very against like Googling to look and see what other designs look like because they're afraid they'll be like influenced and like,
Yeah,
oh,
I've
I see they did that way and I like the way they did it, so I'm gonna do it that way too.
mhm,
I do the opposite where I'm like, I want to make sure that I don't do the same thing other people did because
sure.
I'm a very nervous person, and if someone accuses me of copying, I like my whole life is gonna end.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah,
Um, so I went on and I like looked at robots and I looked at all the different designs, and so this I feel like just kind of looks a little bit different than a lot of the other robots I saw out there.
yeah,
But yes, the jaw in particular was very much inspired by Iron Giant
yeah.
because
I
of
mean I love it. I did
devastating
not
movie.
I don't ever I really try to avoid looking online at anybody else's stuff like when I'm doing research for a design for that same reason. Like I don't want to copy anybody, and I definitely don't want to do
Yeah,
it like consciously. Um,
right.
Usually it's not too big of an issue because I am like making either like an extremely complicated design that like like one of the burbs or something where it's like, well, people aren't
Mhm.
really designing things like that, or I'm making something like so simplistic just because I want to make a beginner friendly pattern um for the season that I'm just like like
Yeah,
there's
there's
only
only so many ways to do this.
exactly, yeah, like like the sun for example that I have up there. It's like
Right.
it's a sun. uh I don't know it necessarily if that is very much like another person's design because I didn't really do any research. I probably should have. I just like you're saying, like I don't want to be influenced by anybody else when it comes to
Yeah.
designing something specific. Um, but outside of crochet, I'm always happy to take inspiration from other artists of just like wow, I love the style, I love this vibe. One
Yeah.
one vibe that I really really like is have you ever watched Hilda on Netflix? I think it's a children's show, honestly. It's called like
I've heard of it.
there's this design for the there are I think they're called trolls in the show. But they're made out of stone and they have these like long noses, and I don't know, there's something about their design that has been rattling in the back of my brain for
Yeah.
like it consistently keeps coming back where I'm like I want to crochet that so bad.
Yeah.
I don't want to make their design exactly, but I definitely want to use that as inspiration for something in the future because it does also like
Definitely.
fits my vibe really well too. Um, yeah, but I totally get what you're saying. Like it's a
Yeah.
weird world now because there's so many more crocheters than there were than when we started. And so
Yeah.
it's hard to like it's a weird landscape to have to like dance around and be like, well, like there's only so many ways to make certain stuff at this point, but also, yeah, I
Right.
can't, I'm not going to do something the exact same way that someone else does it, obviously.
Thank you, Philip. I love the chin. I think it's fun.
Yeah. And I
And I
love,
like that it's open at the top.
did I sew these
You can
in the
put a
right
little
spots? I
toothpick or
did sew
something
these in the, that looks good. That's not bad. Yeah, I love Iron Giant too. I'm a big Iron Giant fan.
in The other thing. Oh, so when I was writing Crochet Magical Creatures, um, it happened like a couple of times where like in between when I finished writing the book and before I had like announced it or it had come out, people released patterns that were similar to patterns in the book.
Sure.
And it I like had I was like almost in tears to people being like, and they're gonna think I copied, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't because mine came out like one was like literally like 4 days after I submitted the finished manuscript. Someone released, and it was like it doesn't look the same at all, but it's the same idea, and it's
Yeah.
like kind of a unique idea, and it was like,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, that's the other, okay, so another big part of publishing patterns, the difficult part with us, is that like, a lot of times we're making patterns way before we're releasing them. Because we want to
yep,
test it. We want to, like, solidify it first. And it's really hard, like, for the dinosaur patterns, for example, I've been sitting on a design for one of these dinosaurs for a long time that I've not shown anybody. It's like a personal design. Uh-oh, headphones are going. Hold on.
oh
I'm gonna lose
no,
the headphones. Hopefully this doesn't mess with the audio too much. Ba, 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 ba. Speakers. And uncheck that one. Okay. Can you say something? I want to see if it. Can you hear me? You're
sorry,
messing
I
with
shouldn't
me.
mess with you. You're kind of
You're a jerk. You're a jerk. I was like, no, no, I broke it.
that was mean. I used to do that when I worked in a movie theater, and people like old people would come in and complain about the volume. And I'd be like, oh my god, I'm so
So mean. Hey chat,
anyway.
are you hearing an echo at all with between Drew and I? Let me know because I don't know if there is too much of an echo. If there is, then I can like fix some stuff. But yeah, hopefully there's not an echo. Same thing with the music because my headphones went out, so like everything got.
I still have my head. Oh, I guess it would be your. Anyway, sorry, go on.
I forget what I was talking about. What was it about?
Design, like we designed stuff before we like
Oh yeah,
release it.
yeah. So a great example of this is I've been sitting on a pattern for a long time for this dinosaur season, and when we were all discussing which dinosaur we're gonna make, Amy had an idea for a design, and I was like, here's the one that I'm waiting to design, like waiting to publish. I'm obviously totally fine if you want to design like the same dinosaur. It's just like maybe we should try to keep it a little bit like distinctional. And she was like, well, I just it was just very much one of those like, okay, I cannot sit on. I got to be more careful about these sitting on designs things because I just realized like, oh my gosh, this could be like, that just
Yeah, yeah.
it's a scare. Like I don't want to step on anybody's toes. Like the good thing about the crochet community is for the most part everybody's pretty nice to each other. Like no one wants to like be mean to each other. We're all really nice,
Aw.
but it does feel I think that's where it comes. I think that's the thing is like everybody's so nice to each other that we don't want to step on anybody's toes. We don't want to like but it's hard. It's just
There
really
is
hard.
also. So I don't know. I was watching Made in the Moments hookup with Zaddy. That
Mhm.
sounded wrong. I was watching the podcast, The Hookup, with Crochet Me Zaddy, featuring Made in the Moment, and they have a whole YouTube channel about like craft drama.
Yeah.
And one of the things they theorized was that one of the reasons there's so much drama in like the knitting and crochet community is because we all have so much time to think while we're working. So like we overthink things, and we, like things where like someone
Interesting.
comes out with a similar pattern, and normally if you just saw that you'd be like, oh, whatever, that's fine. Like, but because you sit there and you ruminate on it and you think about it over, then it's like, well, they copied me, well, they did this. And so like, at least in recent years, I've seen a lot more like accusations of people like copying and stealing ideas and stuff like that. So like, on one hand, there are the people who are like desperate not to step on anyone's toes, and then on the like other side of that, there are people who are very quick to be like, you copied me,
Yeah.
when it's like a very basic design.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely
So.
issues because like part of it, like I get people stealing my pants, straight up stealing them often.
Yeah.
And I know,
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
know, like Philip has the exact same problem, like especially on Amazon. I have like 4
Yeah.
books here that have literally my exact pattern written down and copied and pasted, and I know because it's got my time codes in it, which doesn't make any sense for it to be in like,
Right.
and so that's the problem is us designers with each other are all chill, but then there's a lot of bad characters out there that'll just steal it,
Yeah.
no question, and like they're not even part of the community. They're just trying to make a quick buck.
Yep, it's hard because there are actual people stealing actual patterns, and then there are people who like coincidentally make something similar.
Yeah.
And it's like it all kind of flows together sometimes.
Yeah.
But that is one of the reasons why when I'm like designing a pattern, as soon as I'm done with it, I like hold it up and I take a picture because it has a timestamp of when I finished it.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I ever am like accused of copying someone's pattern, like especially if it comes out like later.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's sad that you have to kind of keep that in the back of your mind when you're working. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
it might
I'm also
happen.
always trying to like push the design line a bit, where it's like even if something looks like, I don't mind at all when
yeah.
people come out with something that looks similar, but if it's made completely different, like I don't care. Like that's great.
Yeah.
Push the envelope even further.
Yeah.
Like I want crochet to become like crazy, So I don't
Yeah.
mind that at all. I just, if someone's copying the exact construction and look of my thing, whether or not they wrote it down, they copied and pasted, it's
Yeah.
still extremely frustrating when you go to someone's page and you're like, okay, there's like 5 dinosaurs. You've done 5 dinosaur designs and they are my designs. Like very obviously, like
Yeah.
you just did my designs, and usually it's really easy. You just message them and say like, hey, I think maybe you copied my design, blah, blah. And then usually they're like, oh yeah, sorry, and then they take them down. Sometimes you don't get that though. Sometimes you get someone that's like, you have no rights to
What are you gonna
this,
do
like blah blah blah. And then I'm like, well, actually, and then I have to pull out the big guns and be like, actually, I have all these copywritten and trademarked. Like, I've spent a lot of money so that you can't just copy this because of all
Yeah.
these bad characters that aren't even crocheters that will steal my stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The other problem
You tell
is
'em.
AI. Oh my god, AI is becoming a real issue with crochet. It's like, and I saw it coming from a mile away, but I don't see any, like, it's coming for us hardcore.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. I think the most frustrating part for me is that people will make AI patterns, publish them for sale. Other people will purchase these patterns and be obviously super bummed because they can't make what they purchased because duh, like it's not real.
It doesn't work.
And then I think what bothers me the most is just the thought of all these people trying to get into crochet, purchasing this thing, getting and then not crocheting anymore because this person that has nothing to do with the crochet community at all is just like trying to make a quick buck. It just drives me nuts. Yeah, it's just an icky. It's an icky thing, and I don't know. It's gonna be a very. If Zach ever invites me on his podcast, that's what I'm going to talk about the whole time. I'm just going to be like,
Just
I'm going to get on a rant, boy. Here's my rant.
a little tinfoil hat.
Yeah. It's coming for us all, man.
Yeah. I feel like there's definitely like two camps though. There are people who like use AI as part of their business and like, you know, are not like threatened by it, and then there are people who are like, it should be like banned.
Yeah,
I know that I'm always polite to Siri because when they take over,
Same.
I want to be treated well.
I won't mind when AI takes over. I won't have a problem with it as long as we have universal basic income. But we're not going to have that.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's why, like, it's not going to go well for 90% of us, and then the 10% of us are going to make a stupid amount of money on the. Oh, yeah. Anyhow, I'll try to get off my soapbox. I'm just frustrated with, like, I. Okay, wait. Last bit. I think what I'm frustrated with AI and it specifically is like, why do I still have to do my taxes? Why do I still have to do, like,
Yes.
why are you doing art? That's like the only thing I enjoy doing. Why do I have to do all these things that I hate doing? It makes no sense. It's like, it's so clearly made by a bunch of coders that aren't artists, that don't care about artists at all, and just want to like push the envelope and make more money, and it's like, drives me crazy. Yes. Oh my gosh. And what Philip just said, Sir Pro Grey just said in the chat, another thing that kills me is seeing people at markets reselling crochet products that they bought from Temu or AliExpress, and customers don't know any better, paying high prices for them. Yeah. And they're literally slave labor. Like, there's no question about that. They've been made using, like, paying people essentially nothing at all, because you can't make it out of machines. Yep. So frustrating.
What I hate is like some knitting machine designers have found a way using like just making chains on the knitting machine to like replicate things that look like they're crochet but are not actually crochet. And so people are like, well, they did it on the machine. And it's like, but it's not the same thing. And like, this was actually done by hand.
Yeah.
I feel like we should pick like a very light topic next.
Okay, so let's light topic it. I like that. What is your what's your favorite color and why? That's pretty light.
Our family was killed by color.
I like red because it's the color of blood.
Blah. I don't know. I feel like blue is like my standard, you know, that's been tried and true throughout the years. But I love all colors. I'm like a Pantone person. Like I love like looking through all the like color names and samples and like colors are great.
Colors are great.
Do you have a least favorite color?
That's a good question.
Like, is there a color you refuse to use when you design?
I usually really don't like using neons in general.
Really?
I mean, some things I do, you know, like, it depends on what the project is, but usually I like things being more of a, like, not desaturated, but, yeah, I don't know. It's weird because those are my partner's favorite colors are all neons. And I like every color in the rainbow for sure. I just, when there's a lot of bright orange, it's just kind of ends up being like, it hurts my eyeballs, you know? But it doesn't really, but it just feels like it should hurt my eyeballs.
I love neon paired with like black. Like,
yeah,
that's black
sick.
And then stripes of neon color. That's awesome.
Let's see. I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any ones that I really am anti on colors. I don't like crocheting with black because it's hard to crochet with, but I don't dislike what I make with it.
I don't. Okay, maybe I'm like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be like a pick me to black yarn, but I don't have that part of the time working with
Yeah.
it. I think a lot of it is maybe the way I crochet and the way I hold it is like
You
my
are the
fingers
most.
do a lot of the guiding.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm not really relying on my sight so much when I'm crocheting.
I still
Maybe.
have never seen a crocheter that crochets the way you do. You have the most
There's
unique.
a bunch on YouTube,
What?
or not YouTube. There's a couple on TikTok that do it the same way.
It's weird.
Like a couple of other people, not just like a couple.
It's just like I've just never, like, it's just so interesting. By the way, if people are wondering what I'm talking about right now, Drew crochets like kind of all in one hand, right?
So I use my right hand to hold the yarn and the hook.
It's gonna be great
And I
for
use
if
my
you
left
ever
hand to
lose
hold
your
the
left
pattern.
hand.
Right?
Yeah, you'll be
There's
fine.
someone on TikTok who did that where they like have their hook like stuck in the wall and then they just like use their one hand to like crochet, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, that's way cool. I'm gonna be. I always say if I lost a hand, I would rather lose my right hand. Even though I'm right-handed, I'd rather lose my right hand than my left hand because I don't think I could crochet without my left hand. But I could probably just replace my hand with a crochet hook, my right hand with a crochet hook, and I'll be fine.
You could get like an attachment.
Yeah, but like
That's
I couldn't
kinda cool.
do that with my like. I'd be messed up if I lost my left hand.
I mean, eventually you would find a way to like.
Yeah, I would figure it out. I'm sure.
Yeah. Just muscle memory. Because I can crochet the other way. It just takes forever, and my tension is terrible.
I don't think I've really tried crocheting. Oh, you mean crocheting the other way as in like normal not
way.
normal, but yeah.
The way you normies do it.
The way us normies do it. There we go. I think we're tied. I think we're on the same. Oh no, you're actually ahead of me now. Literally ahead.
Wait, have you not? Oh, but you're doing just a CroBot.
Yeah, I'm
You're not
doing
a
classic.
3000.
I'm doing classic.
Yeah, we're like talking kind of.
I really like it this size. This is really cool.
That's a good size, and it'll be fun with the limb. Because originally, so I designed it to be a keychain, and so I wanted like the floppy limbs.
Yeah.
But then seeing all these people not make a keychain with it, I still love the floppy limb.
Yeah, me too. I like how you can be positioned in different ways too.
Yes. Oh my god, the tester photos were so good.
They really were.
And like Philip was saying, the chin gives it such character, so they all look like they all have like a unique personality.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun.
Yeah, this is. I really think you kicked butt with this one. It's very, very unique.
Well, thank you. I think it was like a fun, simple one that just sort of makes it. It's like Flappy Bird. Did you ever play Flappy Bird? Like the rules are simple, but like it's still fun.
Yeah, I think that like when you first showed me it, the pattern, I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. And then when I created it, I was like, oh, this is really interesting because of like there was just all these little pieces of it, and I love it when crochet patterns do that, where you're like, oh yeah, this is cool. I like this. And then when you're making it, you're like, oh, whoa, there's just like layers, you know? I really like that. The same thing with the starfish that you made was another one where I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then I started making it, I was like, oh, that's really cool. And it's just like, yeah, it's consistent. You pull those a lot of like, oh, whoa.
The
Keeping
sea
you on
stars
your
also
toes.
make really good Christmas ornaments. They're like a good size for that. You can make a bunch of different stars for your Christmas tree.
Yeah, this would be perfect for that.
Yeah, and the CroBot would also be cute on a Christmas tree.
Yeah, it would be perfect for a Christmas tree. Am I starting this on backwards?
Oh, my goodness. Okay. His head is a little misshapen because
Yeah,
of the
my
backs
head,
of the safety eyes.
I'm trying to sew on the head in the right position now, and I'm realizing that I embroidered these things on in a way that I've got to like work I got to work with how I embroidered the lights, you know? I probably should have. Yeah, it's whatever. It's whatever.
Too late now, Louis.
It's too late. Gotta go with the flow. Do you play much video games?
I'm a very like cozy video. So like I've played a lot of Animal Crossing.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm a big fan of like the Pokemon games just because I love the like formula of them.
Mm-hmm.
I like, with the exception of Smash Brothers, I don't do well with a lot of the like fast pace. Like anything where you need to use one joystick to control your body and one joystick to control your head.
Yeah.
Like Fortnite, I'm so bad.
Yeah.
I'm just like not coordinated. I can't. My brain doesn't work like that. Like aiming is just not
It's just
my
yeah.
forte.
Jules was really bad
There's a
at
game.
games like that for a long time, and then in the pandemic we started playing Fortnite, and she got like stupid good at it, and I was like, this is crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. She's really good at
Like,
Tetris too. Like I've never seen anybody as
Ooh.
good at Tetris as her.
That's a good skill,
Yeah,
especially if you need to like pack U-Hauls or like. It's a
exactly.
good skill to have.
It's nice, yeah.
But like Zach and Jada and like others will get me to play Fortnite, and like even though I'm terrible, they still let me play with them.
Yeah.
And they're always like, "Well, we gotta go get Drew's revive card," and I'm like, "No, you don't.
No, it's okay. I'll just watch you guys.
Just leave me dead." There's a game. It was a free game on Nintendo Switch, Pokemon something, where you like battle. There's,
Oh
like,
yeah,
it's like an arena.
Philip plays that all the time.
I had to delete it.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. Pokemon.
So upset. Linda, hello. Pokemon.
Something battle.
Oh man.
Philip,
I
if you're
can't
still
remember
here,
what it was
remind us. I see him all the time on Switch. I gotta get your friend code, by the way. But I see him
Yeah.
all the time online, like logging in and playing that. And he
Unite.
sees me
Pokemon
playing.
Unite. That's it.
That's it. That's it. Yep.
I would play and I was I get mad just thinking about it. Like I would get good enough so that I would be like in the big leagues, but I would be the worst player in the big leagues,
Mhm.
so like I didn't have fun. And then I would get knocked back down, and then it would be too easy, and it would be the kind of thing where I'd be like, okay, I can't end the night on a losing game, so I have to play again until I win. And that's how I ended up playing Pokemon Unite till 4 a.m. every night for like 2 weeks. And then I was like, this has to stop. And the only way it's going to stop is if I fully delete it off my Switch.
Yeah. That's me with Super Smash Brothers. I am like, it is my truly. I say it's my cigarettes. Like it is what I am. Like, it's a bad addiction. I play it way too late, and it's something that like it's not every day, but it's often. I play it a lot. I'm very very good at it, but it's like not necessarily a good thing to be very very good at.
I wonder, like, I haven't played against anyone who's like very very good before, so I like wonder how long I would last, because I was always Kirby, and so like
If you played
I
against
could
my
fly,
Yoshi,
which is like cheating.
yeah, I guarantee if you played against my Yoshi, you would not last very long. If you played me against any other character though, you could do great. I'm only good with Yoshi. That's the only character I'm good with.
That's such a funny character to be that good at.
I've like okay, I have like I'm coming up on 3,000 hours of Super Smash Brothers on the Switch right now, and all of that is Yoshi. That is stupid. Like professional crochet or professional Super Smash Brothers players don't even spend that much time on with one character. It's like I can't. It's like the addiction has like taken control of me, where it's like, no, I'm gonna play this again. I keep wanting to play different games. I've tried playing like I started playing a game called Another Crab's Treasure, which is like you're a little crab and you've got it's actually a really cute game. It's super hard though. It's like deceivingly difficult for an adorable game, but you have this little shell. I don't know. The point is, I started playing it a bunch, and then I haven't played it for weeks because I played Super Smash Brothers once, and then now it's like, you know, it like restarts that addiction. It's like, dang, I stopped smoking for like a week and a half, and now I'm back into it. You know.
I need to get Super Smash Brothers for Switch because I would have fun playing that.
You should. You absolutely should. Or just wait for the next one. At this point, who knows?
Oh yeah, because I what you call it? I mostly played it on Nintendo 64.
Yeah. Oh my god, I loved that. The 64 Smash Brothers. My character was also
my
Kirby
roommate
in
when
that
I
one.
lived in Chicago. Was Kirby in that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Kirby,
too good though.
Kirby. Yeah, that's why I played.
Yeah, same.
I'm on the chin, and I'm. There we go.
So, do you have any good podcast recommendations or anything like that? Like, what else do you like to do while you crochet? I mean, I know you like to watch TV, obviously.
Yeah. One of the, there are a couple podcasts. There's No Such Thing as a Fish. Have you heard of that?
Fish?
It is
like fish?
No Such Thing as a Fish, and it's. Do you know the show QI?
Oh, I love QI. Yeah.
Show? Yeah. So No Such Thing as a Fish is 4 of the researchers from QI, the QIL, and basically they get together and they share their favorite facts that they found out while they were like researching for the show, and then they like all talk about the facts, and it's so fast. Like if you like factoids, it is the best.
Oh my god, that's the
And
perfect one for me.
Yeah, you would love it. I
just
also
saved it.
got really into My Dad Wrote a Porno.
Oh yes, that one is very funny. That one's really funny.
Yeah.
That it goes a lot like. It's a long
I haven't
one.
finished it. But that one's good. I don't typically listen to a lot of podcasts.
They're just saying we're laggy, but I don't know if it's like consistently laggy or not. I
Just
don't
listen
know.
to kids.
Sometimes it's just for like a specific person, which is always weird.
I also sometimes will listen to like Murder, like the Last Podcast on the Left.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing. But I typically like I need some sort of visual stimulation as well. So like it's hard for me. I don't really like listen to music when I'm crocheting or podcasts. But I will listen to No Such Thing as a Fish.
So the shows that you watch, are they
factoids.
mostly like QI? You do like things like that, or is it like do you mostly like to watch? I know you like some I know you like some trash TV. Everybody likes a little trash
Yeah.
TV.
I'm like omnivorous when it comes to TV shows. Like I will watch everything. I'll watch, sorry, my AirPod just
Oh, yep. See, it's that time.
will not. Oh no. Oh, wait. Hold on.
It's all good. You can only last for so long before the AirPods go out.
I think I have to hold on. Sorry. I have to turn up the volume because I do. Hello.
Hello. I can turn you up a little
Why
bit
is it
too.
so quiet?
Yeah. Here, I'll turn you up on the camera so people can hear you better, and I'll turn the music down slightly. Do you even know there was music going on?
Hey.
That looks too loud for music.
There we go. Does this echo for you?
No, I don't think it's. No, we're not echoing.
Okay, good. Now I can hear you. By the way, this is my iPod or my AirPods case.
Oh my gosh,
It's
is that Sailor Moon?
Sailor Moon.
I love that.
Sailor Moon is one of my favorite things on the face of the earth.
I love that. I I got really into not Inuyasha, Bleach. I was watching Bleach a
Bleach.
lot
Oh
during the
man.
pandemic. Jules got me really, and we tried to do Sailor Moon, but then we were like, I don't know if I really am feeling Sailor Moon right now, and we never finished watching it.
Sailor Moon is so tricky because they added so many filler episodes in the original show.
Yeah,
There were like 50 episodes a season, and that was honestly too many.
there's so many, like both that and we're really like there's a million anime shows that are just like, oh my god, there's so many of them.
Like Naruto.
Yeah, I never got into Naruto. I've always been like, maybe I'd like to get into Naruto right now, and then I'm like, no. It's it's similar to I always thought that I would be someone that would really enjoy Magic the Gathering, but I'm never gonna get into it. Like I can't do that now.
Yeah.
That's not
This
something I
is
can get
my
into.
brother. My brother tried to get me into it, but then he. This is a little inappropriate. I couldn't stop laughing every time he said the word deck. He'd be like, and then I've got my green deck, and then I've got my red deck, and I'm like, oh, is that you got your what now?
Yeah. Oh, you do. Do you got the green deck now? That's
He's
good.
like, it's not funny. So I stopped being invited to play Magic the Gathering, so I never really learned.
Yeah, I've never learned how. It's always been one of those things that's like, oh, I bet you I would enjoy that, but now I can't enjoy that. There's no way. It's too far past.
Yeah.
Another universe.
Wait, what? Oh, Sailor Moon. Yeah. No, Naruto is a lot like Dragon Ball Z to me, where it's 20-minute episodes and then nothing happens until the last 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I can't sit and watch you guys yell at each other while rocks float behind you for,
It's like,
18
I'm a
minutes. And then
ass man. I can't just sit there and watch someone do kame for like 5 minutes.
Right? At least with Sailor Moon, there's like, slapstick comedy happening.
Yeah, that one is much more lighthearted.
And like, I love the manga series of Sailor Moon. And yeah, anywho. But yeah, so I'll watch anything on TV. I go through different phases. Sometimes I'm like, I want to watch documentaries. Sometimes I want to watch like reality TV. Sometimes I want to watch like competition reality TV, which is different than reality TV.
Definitely.
Do you have a specific like genre that you enjoy?
No, I also am very omnivorous. I the only thing I don't really like is scary stuff. I don't really like watching like American Horror Story. I really, really don't like. I think that's like that is not my vibe. But I like pretty much every kind of everything else. Recently meaning like 2 days ago, I started watching on Netflix a show called Scavenger's Reign. It's like an animated show. It's stupid good. Like really like I'm only 2 episodes in, and it's really weird, but I really like it. It is a vibe.
My problem with animated shows is that I get too drawn to the visuals, and then I stop crocheting.
This one specifically too is like extremely visual. I found myself just staring at it for like 10 minutes while I was like holding crochet.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I've got to finish. Like I'm working on something.
This is important.
Yeah. See, Philip agrees. Yeah, it is so good. It is like.
I'll have to check it out.
Really, really a good show. I couldn't believe it was like 1 episode in. I was like, oh my gosh. What did I just watch? I just couldn't believe that's what I put on, Just a good show.
Yeah.
I also really like I do really like reality competition shows too. Did you ever watch The Traders? I told you to watch that, I think, a while back.
I don't think I did.
Oh my gosh, you have
Sorry.
to. That is so your jam.
Traders like TRAITORS or
Yeah.
traders like TRADERS?
It's like a reality competition show, but with just people from other like there's people from Survivor and people from Big Brother and stuff.
Oh.
And it's just really good. And the person that is the host of it, he's the guy from Spy Kids, like you know who I'm talking about, like the skinny guy from Spy Kids that's like the bad guy.
Yeah.
He's the host. Yeah, that's
fantastic.
it. And he's a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 host. I've never been so like he's just so good. Anyhow, as far as reality competition shows go, it's a good one.
Fair enough. Did you ever I love like dessert baking shows.
Oh yeah.
Like Zumbo's Just Desserts and Sugar Rush on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that I find is the best to work to is Blown Away, which is a glass blowing competition show.
Best.
It is so stressful. I crochet so fast.
Yep.
Because I'm so tense.
Yeah. I want to try it so bad.
Not me.
Like, you just watch it and I'm like, oh my god, it's such a cool art form. It's so different than what we do. But it's also not.
I was thinking, like, could you imagine spending like 7 or 8 hours crocheting something and then at the last second it just falls entirely apart and there's no fixing it? I would be in tears.
Yeah, truly. It is one of the most unique art forms I can think about.
It's wild.
There was a pottery showdown that was very similar to that.
Oh yeah.
I like that one a lot. I want to do a crochet version of one of those.
Yeah.
Really bad. I've got like a whole document written about it. Like it's like
There's got to be a way to do it because I know it takes longer, but like, there's got to be a way to do it.
Yeah. I was interviewed once to be on one of the on one that was going to be on HBO, but then it got canceled, so I didn't get to go on it. But it would have been cool. It was like a crafting. It was like for a bunch of different kinds of crafters to be on it. And
did I ever tell you? Wait, go ahead.
They were like, it was. I think it got canceled because like it's just really hard to get a bunch of different crafters to be making different kinds of, like you can't. Time constraint for a woodworker versus a glass blower versus like it's just kind of difficult. But yeah, I was bummed. I was like, oh man, I really want to be on it. That's awesome. But it didn't work out.
Did I ever tell you my experience with making it?
No. Were you gonna be on making it?
So right before I left LA, this was honestly, this was one of the deciding factors for me. I saw an ad for it. I put in like my portfolio or whatever and like submitted, an application, and then found out that I knew someone who knew one of the producers on the show. And so they were like, oh, let me put in a good word for you. And then the word came back and they were like, oh, he was already in the pile. So like they had seen my application and like,
yeah.
So I had a phone interview where they sort of talked to me about it first. And I was like, awesome, that sounds great. And they were like, okay, we love your vibe. Like, let's do a Skype interview. And so we did a whole Skype interview that they like recorded. And then I didn't hear from them for a while. And on my Etsy, I was still taking custom orders. And all of a sudden I get a request for like 6 or 7 things. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. And they're like, we are local. We're here in LA and we're hoping we can like arrange a pickup. Like, can we meet you at like a Starbucks in Burbank? And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem, whatever. And they were like, yeah, this is for promos for a crafting competition show being hosted by Amy Poehler. And I thought that this was their way of letting me know I got on the show. Like, I thought I was going to show up to the Starbucks in Burbank and Amy Poehler was going to jump out and be like, "You're on the show."
Oh.
So I like got a haircut and bought a new outfit and and I went, and I had to meet them twice because there was one like really complex a killer whale that like wasn't going to be ready for the first day. So I show up, I give them the other stuff, and they're like, "Cool, we'll see you Thursday." And I was like, "Cool." So then I come back Thursday, and I like give them the killer whale, and I was like, "Oh hey, like, you know, like, this is funny. I actually interviewed to be on this show." And they're like, "Oh, that's so cool. Like, we are actually a third-party company and like have nothing to do with the show other than the promos." And I was like, "Oh, gotcha." And then as I was leaving, one of my friends who works in reality television called me to be like, "Hey, I'm so sorry to be the one to tell you this, but I just found out that they finished filming like this week."
That sucks.
I mean, it's fine. So then I moved back to Michigan, and like that winter I was driving to go walk a friend's dog because they were, you know, out of town or something. And I got a flat tire. And as I'm sitting on the side of the road, a friend sends me a link and it's a promo for the show. And they used my animals in the promo.
That's actually...
And I was like, cool.
Yeah. I mean, it is cool, but it's also like, it'd be cooler if I was
as I'm
on
standing in a Michigan winter with a flat tire.
Yeah. It'd be better if I was there. Man, that's a bummer, but also, I mean,
it all works out in the end. I wouldn't have done well on the show.
That's exactly what I said when like it didn't work out. I was like, you know what? It was like a huge relief because I was just like, oh, I don't want to. Like the anxiety I was getting just thinking about, oh my god, what if I'm on? Oh, and then I have to be like on, and like everything I say, like I don't know. It was just the idea of it was really scary to me.
Right. Well, and the thing is that one of the reasons she told me, she was like, "Oh, we're worried a little bit that you mostly just do crochet. Like, you know, you're like a great personality, but like you're gonna have to do other things." Like, yeah. So that was like one of the main reasons that they passed.
Yeah, That's but it's like that's why we need a crochet reality show.
Exactly. Trying to remember how to do these French knots. There we go.
Weird stitches. That's interesting. You're doing French knots for this one.
Yeah, I haven't done them yet, so I was like, I'm gonna do them.
Wow, that one's yours is so much tinier. You could fit like 3 of those in one of mine.
It's so little. This twinkle yarn is really thin. I used a 375.
Oh, Cooper! Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Yes, thank you so much for the donation. I didn't even see it until now. Cooper, thank you so much. Cooper tipped for $5, and Tina tipped also for $1.45. Thank you so much. I'm going to add stuff next week. I realized that so Drew, I have a thing in the background of my normal live streams where I put a star during the season if you've tipped.
Cute.
So anybody who's tipped today, I'm gonna add it to the live stream next week at the start of the stream to be like, because it's our season finale is next week, so we'll do it then.
Ooh.
And then I've been trying to think about what the plan should be for next season. Because it's gonna be like a bunch of dinos. I'm thinking like naming a dinosaur might be it, or something
fossils.
like that. I don't know.
Amber with mosquitoes.
What was that?
Amber with mosquitoes in it.
There we go. Make a little mosquito. Oh, that could be interesting. Or little eggs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Dino eggs would be cute.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to. I was doing the calendar yesterday of like, okay, here's everything that's coming out this next season. Like, let's plot this all out. And I realized, oh crumbs, I wanted to do a an egg, and I don't know where I'm gonna fit this in the season anymore. Now that I'm doing like, we've got all these collaborations and this, and like I'm redoing all these other patterns, and so I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it in time. I don't know.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah, that's what it is. I gotta have a better attitude about it. Well, I'm also getting married next month, which I need to keep in mind. Of like,
bum bum ba-dum.
Yeah, it feels very. There's a lot going on next month. This summer is busy.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, I messed up these bouillon.
Bouillon.
So we're gonna snip those out. If at first you don't succeed,
Cut it off and retry.
yes.
That is
destroy.
Just like you were saying about the glass blowing show, like this is one of the best parts of crochet is you just get to be like,
It's
right,
so forgiving.
Pull it out. Yeah, it's one of the most forgiving arts.
Yeah. I mean, like painting, you can't do that.
No, yeah, sculpture you can't do it. Drawing you can't do it. Knitting you can kind of do it, but you have to invest so much time in. Like it's so much more. You know, you make one mistake.
Frogging and knitting is the worst.
Yep. Yeah, I can't think of anything else where it's as forgiving as crochet is.
Try this again. I did do you know Lyra Loon Designs? They do a lot of dragons and things.
No, let me look them up. Oh, is that the one you did the dragon for a test the other day?
Not the tester one, but I did like a navy, white, and yellow one.
Wait, how do I say
Lyra Loon, LYRALUNE.
Gotcha. Lyra Loon. Ooh, whoa, they make cool stuff.
They do a lot of like crazy intricate stuff. I made their their water dragon, and it has so many of these French knots, so I feel like I should be better at these by this point.
Yeah, you've been sent through the ringer. Whoa. They make really interesting patterns. I love them.
Yeah.
Like
it was definitely the most like complex one I've ever done.
How complex was the wow, that is really cool. I see that water dragon now. That's a way cool pattern. How complex was the chainsaw that you made? I really liked that chainsaw.
Oh, that was actually surprisingly easy. Like it's making a bunch of flat pieces and then sewing it, like constructing it together.
Oh.
It was pretty easy. I mean, for a Twisted Hatter pattern, it was very easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I made the Twisted Daffodil pattern, which is her hat pattern that's like a big flower.
Uh-huh.
And I tried to make it all in one day, and I popped a blood vessel in my eye.
What a way to say, this is a complicated pattern.
And I like sent her, yeah. Oof. Good times.
That's amazing.
I love doing complex patterns every once in a while. Like it's when you're doing like markets and stuff, obviously you want like quick and easy patterns, but I love doing like that dragon took me like 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to do I was low-key kind of like not hoping, but I was expecting that one of the designers for this dinosaur season was going to do something crazy intricate and big instead of doing a mini for the game. I mean, I obviously was more excited if everybody can make something mini for the game. Like that's awesome. But I know that's a hard thing to request for people.
Yeah,
like,
can you do like an incredibly intricate pattern?
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, I can't wait to see what kind of like big things that anybody else will be making. But then everybody told me what they're making, and I was like, never mind. I take it back. Like, they're all. So... Did Zach tell you what he's designing for it?
Yes.
I'm like, dude, yes. I cannot wait.
That'll be cool. For sure. Look at us being all secretive.
Yeah, I like it. It's fun.
You'll have to tune in to find out.
Tune in to find out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. One arm.
So I did the first French knot in the wrong place. And instead of redoing it, I just left a gap in the middle. And I kind of like it.
Oh yeah, I like that too. That's a good
As long
shift.
As long as it's symmetrical.
Yeah.
You already beat me, haven't you?
No, I'm on.
You're
the
on the
arm.
legs.
I guess I am a little. Yeah, I just finished the first arm. There we go.
I have to remember how to do them. 6, 12, 12, 6. Chain 6. Substitch 6. Yeah, I can do that. Be kind of embarrassing if I couldn't, since I wrote the pattern.
It's funny when I go back to old written patterns that, like, I don't know. Do you have a lot that are left on the like, you know, what's it called? The workstation or something that you never really finished, but are like almost, they're like basically finished, but you just never did anything with them?
Kind of, because I didn't start writing patterns until a couple years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago.
Right.
Pretty much after TikTok. And so up until that point, I had like a bunch of patterns that I used for myself that I never like made for other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, I mean, just like the like I have a giraffe, I have a kangaroo, I have all these patterns that like I could make if I needed to, but are not like, I never took the steps to make them for other people to make.
Yeah.
Which is one of the things I'm hoping to do is get some of those patterns like the giraffe and the kangaroo and finish them.
Yeah. It is yeah, you do have a lot to there's a difference between designing something like the first time you've designed it that like you can make again, and then there's like designing for other people to make, and it is like, yeah, you really have to think about it, you know?
I mean, mine are just numbers when I write a pattern for myself.
Yeah.
Like, it's just numbers.
I mean, most of the time I don't even write it down. I just go, and then I'll try to write it down after the fact, like by looking at it. But that's not the right way to do it.
I've been burned before, so I write it down as I do it.
Yeah. I've been burned before also, and I just didn't learn. I never learned my lesson.
Fair enough.
I also never use stitch markers. Do you use stitch markers?
I use a running stitch marker
Yeah.
a lot of the time, but I don't use like the plastic stitch markers because I always lose them.
Yeah.
Plus, they get in the way.
Yeah. I agree. I use stitch markers in my videos, but I don't.
Yeah.
When I'm crocheting for myself, I'm just like, whatever. I'm just going for it.
And I'll use stitch markers in patterns, like for specific things. I'll be like, mark this stitch because you're gonna be attaching something to it. But like when I'm crocheting normally, I'm like, I know where this goes.
Yeah. Yeah, or I'll figure it out.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12.
4.
Hey, everybody in the chat, if you haven't yet, you should like this video and subscribe to our channel and subscribe to Droopy Zoo and hit the little bell icon so you don't miss it when we come out with new videos. And if you want to get this pattern for free, you can right now. It's right over there, right under Drew.
Absolutely. My goodness. Oh, Linda's making the chainsaw, and all she has to do is finish the handle and put the chainsaw together, and I'm done. Cooper made a CroBot. 3,000. Excellent.
Oh, cool. We need to get... I really need to get a system here so that we can see what other people make. I want to get, like, something going... Like, so that picture in the corner of the live stream has, like, actually what other people are currently making, so they can post their own pictures to it.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, but I need to have probably Cooper moderating it so that, you know, people can't just put any pictures there.
Because I would absolutely troll the living daylights out of you.
I know you would. I know you would, and I know a lot of people would. And I get that.
And then there's people who would do it maliciously. I would do it in a fun, cute way that makes everyone like me, but someone else would do it in a horrible way that gets you banned from the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Put on a list.
I don't want to be put on a
Wait,
list.
so Philip, you join? Do you join your rounds instead of doing the continuous rounds? Is that what I'm gathering? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's usually if there's like colors involved is the only time I will join rounds.
It's just really hard.
I
have a hard time joining rounds because it just leaves such a clear marker on the back of my crochet.
Yeah.
Maybe I just I'm not good at, you know, there's like a technique that I don't know yet.
There's always gonna be like a little bit of a seam, but like you can, because I've used it for, I'm trying to think, there is, now I don't remember what it was, a pattern I designed recently, probably one I'm not supposed to talk about,
Yeah.
where I did slip stitch join rounds because of the color pattern. I didn't want it to do the like jog thing, which I know there's all sorts of things you can do to fix it, but sometimes it's easier to just, especially if you're going to cover up the seam.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
4, 5, 6.
Do you use the you know how people do like the X single crochet, like the yarn over one? Or yarn under, rather?
I do yarn under for amigurumi.
You do. Is that because it's easier for like the way that you hold your yarn, or just because you like that kind of stitch more?
For me, it's a much tighter stitch, so it like the stuffing doesn't show through. It's like it's neater for me. And actually, the way I hold the yarn, it makes it really easy to switch back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Because anything above a half double crochet, I will only do yarn over, because yarn under is like really challenging.
Yeah.
But for most amigurumi, I do yarn. If I'm working with chenille yarn or blanket yarn, I always yarn over, because it's too grippy.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't.
So it's hard to do yarn under.
I very rarely do yarn unders. I probably should experiment with them more. I mean, I made a few projects with them, but I want to do like a, you know, like a whole thing of like, here's the difference for people.
I did that one year for Amigurumi May. I made circles, and I did one that was yarn over, one that was yarn under, and then I did yarn over, and yarn under, yarn over. And they were different sizes, like noticeably different sizes.
Yeah.
Like, it was very cool to see the differences.
The yarn under is like much smaller, right?
Oh yeah, yarn under is the smaller.
Yeah.
I feel like what is it? Yarn under, like
yarn
Shaggy. Like, it wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Yarn under.
Yarn under.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I got 2 more arms left, and then I'm
join with the slip stitch and then chain. Interesting. I know like Sarah from Fanatical Fibers also does the chain, join and chain, yeah. Slip stitch join. There's a trick to make the join less noticeable. Join by inserting the hook behind the starting stitch instead of going in the front. I think I've seen that.
Yeah,
but you should do a video on that anyway.
I think I've seen that on like on a TikTok or something.
That's content, baby.
That's content, baby. It's all gotta be content, baby.
Everything is content. Everything is cool in front of you. Did you start with your arms instead of the legs?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You do the legs first?
Yeah, so they're not in the way when I'm working on the arms.
See that makes sense. The thing is that makes a lot more sense than the way I'm doing. I know where to put the arms, and I never am like the legs are a little less. I know where to put them because there's like, I don't know. It's not really, you know. I don't know.
Do you know what I found really interesting? The difference in the hips, the way we make them. Because when I do a circle with just one round of 18, it comes out like almost like a perfect sphere. And yours was very much more like,
they're very flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I was wondering why that happened.
Yeah.
It must have been. It might be because of the yarn under thing, actually.
It could be. I feel like if I squish it, it'll be like yours.
Yeah, and same thing. Like if I squish out like that.
If you squished it, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't do that with glass blowing.
No, you cannot. Speaking of that, what's it called? Blowing it? Is that what it's called?
Blown away.
Blown away. There we go. Yeah. Shut up. The first season, I think it was the first season that it was like a woman one that had bangs.
Yes.
And Jules and I were so upset. We were like, she should not have won. I forgot who she won over, and I was like so bummed that the other person didn't win. And we still talk about it all the time about how like, they were robbed.
The other thing is like, I don't know what it is about glass blowing that just like attracts like the most insufferable people. But a lot of them were just like so egotistical and arrogant and like, I'm the greatest artist that has ever lived and like no one can tell me anything and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, especially the most recent season. There was a guy on the most recent season that never won.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm amazing. And I was just like, dude, I can't wait till you get off this show. Like, you're just the enemy. Like, why do you want to be the enemy, you know? It's weird vibes.
There's such a fine line between being like confident and being arrogant.
Yeah.
And I'm so afraid of crossing that line that I just don't do either.
That you're just completely not confident.
Exactly.
I do. Yeah, it is. You're right. There's an extremely fine line. But like also simultaneously, it is so beneficial in every single aspect of life to be confident. Like there's no place.
For sure.
Like if my kid, if I can like have my kid be one thing, I hope they're confident because they'll be able to do anything in the whole world if they have the confidence for it. Get into shows for free. I've always wanted to try that, but I just don't have the guts.
What?
To get to sneak into a show because of, by using confidence. To be like, no, I'm supposed to be here. I'm wearing I'm carrying a ladder.
I stand out too much.
Well, yeah, you're a giant. I'm a tiny little mouse that can sneak through the cracks.
I'm always chosen for crowd work, like with comedians. Like,
yeah,
people notice me. I can't sneak in anywhere.
Yeah. 1, 2. Okay, wait. I think I'm on. Yes. Yeah, but you also can go to a concert and it not be a waste of your money.
That's true. I don't even have to pay for a ticket. I'll just stand outside the gate and look. Yeah.
I go to concerts and I'm like, well, this sucks. This concert's terrible.
Do you enjoy going to like concerts and live music though?
I like certain live shows a lot. I used to really like punky kind of shows. But
Yeah.
I got over that pretty quick once I crowd surfed one time and they dropped me on a mic stand and it totally messed my back up. And ever since then I've been like, you know what? Maybe I'm good.
I'm good.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I like going to concerts a lot. I actually get a lot of inspirations when I go to concerts. I end up going like into my mind a lot watching shows.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've come out of like a few concerts with like, oh my god, I have the best idea ever.
That's cool.
I don't know why it is concerts that does it for me though, but maybe there's just something about like watching someone do something that they love to do and are really good at it makes you want to do what you love to do and are good at. And the fact that you're not able to do that thing makes your brain start to like plan for when you are able to do that thing. It's like long drives will do it to me too, where I'll come up with really intricate ideas.
Absolutely. I just was house sitting for my brother for 10 days. And the whole time I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to do this when I get home. And I'm going to do this when I get home.
Yeah.
And then I've done nothing.
Yeah. It's hard. It's like once you're put in front of it, you realize, oh wait, first I gotta reply to all these emails, and oh wait, first I gotta like maintain my Etsy shop or like whatever, and it's just there's all of these little things that come up in the way to ideas.
Yup. I like my whole life is if you give a mouse a cookie. Like I'm like, oh, I want to do this thing, but before that I have to do this thing, and in order to do that thing I have to do these 3 things, and
yeah.
Or I could take a nap.
Oh, thanks, Cooper. I love that. That makes me really happy. Yeah, I think we're going to be doing more of these, like, hang out with other artists streams in the future. I know me and Drew are going to definitely do another one for our next design, but we should do other ones in between that as well. I want to start getting into trying to maybe stream on TikTok, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know how much effort I want to put into an app that maybe is not going to be around.
TikTok, I feel like I think you should stream on there when you have like a spare hour and you just want to hang out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put in effort as far as like planning a big production.
Yeah.
Like if you're just like, hey, I've got some time to kill, I'm going to turn on TikTok Live, and that's that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't like make it an event.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to get banned?
I don't know. I think it's funny that they like originally the deadline was like October, which would have been right before the election. And then I think they realized that a lot of people were going to be really angry about it and might change the way they vote for certain politicians.
Yeah, probably.
So then they were like, just kidding, we're adding another 6 months on top of the year. So I think they were just hoping people like won't, that's like not going to be the number one issue on their mind. Yeah. I don't know. It seems like such a ridiculous, like, you have to sell your company or one country is not going to use it. Like,
yeah. I agree.
No.
I think like on one hand, I'm like, yeah, I get why they're upset with TikTok, but they shouldn't just be like, what they're upset with is not just like, we should have like, you're just mad because you can't see what I'm doing on that program, but meanwhile you're watching everything I'm doing on Facebook. Like, they're giving you all my data. You're just mad that you're not getting my data. And so I'm like, how about instead we do something where you can't get my data on any of these platforms? That'd be the best. Like, that makes a lot more sense. Or maybe, like, I don't know. I do think that there's something, we need to figure something out with social media. It is definitely rotting us, for sure.
Yeah.
Our brains are getting rotted. I just don't think that the system of, like, just banning TikTok for that. Like they're doing. It's the wrong reason and the wrong way to do it, but at least you're starting to think about it a little bit, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't love the fact that, like, one of the, like, clear motivators behind it is, like, it is, like, a space where people are sharing information freely, and, like, information is traveling very quickly because of TikTok, and so, like, I think that is a source of anxiety for people who would like to control information.
Yeah. It also does scare me of like I don't know. We'll find out one day about how much China actually does have control over that application, and like how they are tweaking and controlling things and like affecting how we're viewing our own country and each other and stuff. I'm sure there's going to be stuff that comes out with that, but like again, they're doing that on all these other I truly believe, I don't know. I think that we would probably be better off without any of them. But at the same time, I'm a creator on these, so it's like
like this is where I make my money.
Yeah,
like.
This is like where I make everything. So like I don't want it to go away. I just want it to be safe, exactly. Like I saw something the other day that said the FCC or someone wanted to put to essentially do like, you know how on like the side of cigarette packaging it says like this could be harmful for your health kind of thing, to do that for social media, where like if you're swiping for long enough it's like, hey, you've been swiping, like you should stop.
TikTok does that. I don't know if you've been on TikTok long enough it is, and I get so mad at the like, hey, are you scrolling instead of sleeping? Or hey, you've been scrolling for 2 hours? Whoa. And I'm like, don't you tell me what to do.
Yeah, now I'm gonna do it even longer.
Oh, you know. Crochet by Hazel, are you talking about the ones back, that is a Sailor Moon inspired jellyfish. I was doing a pattern test for Wickedly Handmade back like 2 years ago, and she was like, yeah, just test the pattern, but you can make it however you want, like you can, you know, do a character or whatever. And so I made a Sailor Moon jellyfish.
They don't make a lot of amigurumi anymore, right?
No, she doesn't like it. Which I totally get. Yeah. And also, like, not to like be a Debbie Downer, but like, of the craft drama that happens in the crochet community, a large chunk of it is in the amigurumi sector.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just don't really pay attention to a lot of it. I'm just like,
which is good.
Yeah,
that is the way to do it.
Like I feel like once I start to pay attention to, it scares me too. It's like,
it's quicksand. It'll catch you, and it you know.
Yeah.
The more you try to struggle, the faster you sink. Yes, Cooper. Netflix, are you still watching? When I was dog sitting for my brother, his gave me the option to turn that off. My Netflix does not have that option. And because I was most recently watching a half-hour sitcom, it came up a lot. And I'd be like, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah. You're not in control of me.
How about I let you know when I'm done watching it?
I can quit whenever I want, Netflix.
No, play the next episode of Reba and don't give me any flat.
1, 2, 6. Alright, I'm connecting my last limb, and then I just gotta sew everything closed.
I'm connecting my second to last limb. Yeah.
When was the last time you crocheted a bee?
A bee? Oh man, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I like definitely beat myself out.
Yeah.
Because it was fun, and then I would do like themed ones, and a lot of people would want them, and so I would try to make as many as possible. And
Yeah, but
then
you
I
get,
would be like, I
carpal
don't
tunnel or
ever,
something.
I don't ever want to make that again.
Yeah.
So it's been a minute.
I'm still pretty obsessed with making goblins. I make so many
Fair.
of them.
I feel like you make them all like differently though. Like you're not making the same goblin 1,000 times, are you?
That's true. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. And also, I think the goblin, they're really, really, really fast to make. Like, I can
Yeah.
make one of the mini little ones that I have now. I can make those in less than 10 minutes. I can finish one up. It's crazy
Yeah.
fast.
The bees were taking around 2 hours. So it was like,
That's crazy, yeah. That's too long.
I mean, a little bit faster when I was making them not on live, but I was mostly making them on live because it was like this pattern I've made so many times that I can do it while talking.
Mhm.
But yeah. No, it'll be fun. I definitely want to get back into Twitch streaming. And that's also like a good, you can like save your Twitch streams to your YouTube. And
Yeah,
like
you're
people
right.
can rewatch them.
Yeah, I'm gonna start to get that set up, and then I don't know. I'm probably gonna reach out and be like, hey,
Yeah,
here's my setup situation. Any thoughts?
for sure. Because I do have some like cool things that other people showed me. Like,
Yeah.
so they're not coming from me. So they're like actually
that's the
good.
thing. I know there's like all these cool things you can do on there that I just don't, because I don't watch it very often. I watch it every now and then, but it's usually I watch it like a gamer or something, not like a crocheter.
For sure. And I want to start doing gaming streams of like once a week do a gaming stream of like a cozy game. A friend of mine talked me into getting Ooblets, which is like a weird little like cozy, I don't really know, but I think that would be fun to do.
I love that idea.
Just like a once a week chill
We should
gaming
do
stream.
We should do Let's Play and crochets together. That's what I used
Yeah.
to do those all the time, where like one person be crocheting, the other person be playing, and then we switch off or whatever.
Oh,
It'd be a fun one to do, especially with the cozy game. That'd be a good one to like be able to switch off.
yeah. That's fun. For some reason, all of the cozy games I end up playing all end up being like allegories for death and like mourning.
Yeah.
And like I never realized it until like halfway through the game. I'm like, oh,
Oh, this is sad.
am I sad? There's one called Spiritfarer
Oh yeah.
where, oh god, I love that game. And I mean that one
is that
going
an allegory
into it,
for
I do.
death?
Well, she's the they're the like
Oh right, duh.
it's they're in the afterworld. They're like afterworld.
That sounds
Afterlife?
like the name of a game.
Afterworld. Underlife. They're ferrying the river Styx or whatever.
Oh, gotcha. Back like for Hades. Yeah.
Yes. And they have to like see people to the Everdor, which is where they like pass on. And then I played another one called The Last Campfire, which is just like a puzzle game, but it's also like a thing of like the afterlife. Like, and in order to like get through, and there's like a villain who didn't want to go, didn't want to find out what happens.
What's that one called?
The Last Campfire. Oh, The Last Bonfire. Yeah, Last Bonfire.
I'm writing all these things down. I've got like 5 tabs open with just suggestions that you've told me.
Excellent. Married to plan will pass. I'm almost done.
Same. I'm just sewing together the last 2 limbs.
Wait, what?
I'm just sewing the limbs together, like closed.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so you do it. You make them all and then sew them all closed.
Yeah, I try to conveyor belt it.
Interesting.
It's much more messy, but it's a little quicker for me.
I feel like I do that when I'm making multiples of the same thing. But when I'm making just one off, I tend to finish like every step before I move on to the next one.
I have this problem with my needles where I will be like, oh, I'm done with this needle. I don't need this needle. I've sewn together a part of this, and now I'll never need this needle again. And then I'll be like, I'll need it again in 2 seconds. So by doing them all together, I don't have to worry about like where the crochet hook is anymore. Like I'm done with the crochet hook. I don't need it.
Fair enough.
Oh, stitch and leather. That's awesome. Oh, dude, I need to get some custom crochet hooks from you. I've never gotten a custom crochet hook from anybody. Have you ever gotten one?
Yeah, I have a couple.
Yeah.
I have some from Wickedly Handmade. I have some from Rasmussen Resin. I have one from... Oh, man. Oh, that's embarrassing. I can't remember the name. It was a couple years ago. It was really cute. It was a bee hook.
That's cute. Yeah, I want to get some... I had one person made me like... It was like like someone else at a booth that I was next to, and I was like, hey, would you make a crochet hooks? Like, they made custom pens and stuff. Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
They made me one, and it was like adjustable, like you could change the crochet hook for it, but the hook was terrible. It was such a bummer.
Oh, no.
Because, like, the handle was awesome, but the hook itself was like tearing my yarn up, and like it was just a really, really poorly made crochet hook that they had bought to add to this because they didn't know what it would be like, because they're not crocheters. It was such a bummer, though.
That sucks.
Fail. All right, one more hand.
Because I have a couple from Wickedly Handmade. I have one that's Sailor Moon inspired. That's like a crescent moon that was hand carved. And yeah. Hey, Louie.
Oh, you beat me? No!
I beat you.
How did you beat me? Oh my gosh. And you
Because I
made the
finished up my
3000
hand
version
as
too.
I sure did.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe you beat me to it. Wow. Okay.
It's because I closed up the hands as I went.
Yeah, apparently my system is not the speediest. Okay, let me finish
can you see that it's sparkly? Does it show up on camera?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm sure it looks even more sparkly in person though.
Oh, it sure does.
I love sparkly
Good
yarn.
Good call, chat, on the sparkle.
Yeah.
And it's tiny compared to like the original.
Yeah, it's itsy bitsy. I love it. Do you keep all your crochet?
I'll keep it for a while and then I'll probably try to sell it.
Yeah.
I'll do like a big house cleaning sale where I get rid of all of the things that I've been hanging on to.
See, I haven't done that probably in a decade. So I have legitimately like barrels filled with crochet now.
Fair enough.
Which is cool, but it's also like, ooh, I need to let go.
Yeah. The bee hook was not made by Evelyn's husband at Pink Sheep. It's one of those names where it's like something and something. I'm gonna look it up because we have time. I have time because I finished first.
Well, I just finished, so I'm just gonna clean up my yarn.
My roots are playing.
Oh, we've been going for 3 hours. Jeez.
Nice.
Cool.
Look at us go. Okay, wait. I just need to find this out because it's gonna bug me all day.
No worries, take your time.
But then you can
Yeah, we can say
banish me.
Yeah, you're gonna be banished for beating me. You're banished. You're out of here.
My roots are playing.
So cool. This is so cool.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
I love it.
The Speckled Clay Boutique.
Ooh.
That is who made the bee hook. And actually, this was from Amigurumi a couple years ago. Was my post about. I've gotten a couple
wow,
more
that's a good
since then,
post.
but those are some custom hooks.
Oh, I love the Sailor Moon one with the moon. That's so cool.
Yeah.
It looks like
Yup.
it looks like a magic wand.
Yeah. That one I will never use to crochet with because I'm afraid I'm going to break it.
Yeah.
But I will use it in every video where I pretend like I'm going to crochet with
Yeah.
it.
yeah. Cool. Well,
Look at your blanket yarn one. That's a good size.
it's pretty. Yeah, this is like.
That's a good size for a kid. Like,
Yeah. I love it, and it's so fun to wiggle. He's got
Wiggle,
big
wiggle,
Kermit vibes when it's like this.
do, 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 do. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Cool. Well, I love this pattern. Everybody out there, if you haven't yet, go get this pattern while you can. It's right here, clubcrochet.com/robot. It's free for this weekend, and then after that, it's going to be available in Drew's shop and in for members on the website. We got a bunch more patterns from Drew, by the way. If you haven't checked him out, go subscribe to him on YouTube. Go check him out on drewbizoo.com. Links are in the description. Let's see. Anything? What else? Do you have any things that you'd like to pitch or plug or anything like that?
Oh, I'm just answering Sea Starlight. The original was made with cotton. It was made with Club Crochet cotton from the Spacecraft's seasonal kit. But yeah, no, please, thank you so much for coming to hang out. If you feel like subscribing to my YouTube, I'm going to be uploading some videos very soon. If not, I'm over on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook.
They'll definitely see you again here on this channel pretty
yeah.
soon, probably. Yeah. Drew's amazing. Go check him out. Go get a bunch of his patterns. It's if that's not obvious now.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining. You made this live stream so fun, and I don't think I'm alone in saying that. I think everybody in the stream really loved being here. So we got to do more collab streams, just like Zoe said. We'll try to do another one probably pretty soon, especially if we can do, maybe we could do one with Lava Run too, where we could play it together, because that'd be cool.
Ooh, that would be fun.
But regardless, you'll see more of Drew very soon. Make sure to go like and subscribe to him. And thank you all for watching. Pasta la pizza. Happy hooking. And we'll see you next week. Oh, by the way, next week, if you want to join 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, same place, we're gonna be doing the season finale for spacecrafts. So that's a big deal. And if you'd like to pre-order next season's kit now, you can also kind of see what it's all about. It is available now for pre-order. It's going to be the biggest discount you can get is during pre-order. So if you want to get it, not only do you get the biggest discount ever, but you also get a free pin with your kit, and it's really cool. And I'm really, really obsessed with the pins for this season. So yeah, we'll talk more about that next week though. Thanks again, Drew, for joining. We'll see you soon, and bye everybody. Bye. I usually end the stream by going, "Oh my God, stop! You hang up first." No, you hang up first.
No, you hang up.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.